and welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Toronto. I'm still your host, Jared Kale, and we've got more awesome StarCraft action coming up. Are you guys ready? You guys are excited? We got a big match, two monsters coming in the ring, a lot of stakes here, okay? Our first player, who's from Korea, is the MVP of the Pro League. He's a two-time IEM champion, a three-time finalist. In fact, the last IEM he played at was the World Championships in Katowice, which was an all-or-nothing $100,000 winner-takes-all that he lost in the finals. And that was the last time he took an IEM stage. So he's a remarkable player, and he's out for blood. Please put your hands together for CJ Entis herO! And his opponent from Team Liquid and from Norway, he is currently the highest-ranking non-Korean in the world, sitting at 16th, and only the top 16 go to the global finals in BlizzCon. He was just recently knocked out in the round of 32 from the WCS in Europe. So tournaments like this, he needs every single win he can get in order to qualify and make it to the finals. The stakes are huge, man. Please give him all your support. Snute. And before we start this epic confrontation, we're going to see what Paul and friends have to say.
Thank you very much. Yes, Jarrett there with the incredible introductions of two players who absolutely need the points for different reasons, as he already said. Snute right on the cusp. Back with me is QHC, and Nathan's fresh from his desk of troubles, I think we'll call that. What was that English that you used at the start? What was that?
You know, it's my job to be wrong about things as an American outside of the United States at this point. So I figured if I'm gonna do that thing where I ask somebody how many miles I need to walk to get somewhere, I might as well try to emulate the people I have to work with a little bit too.
Okay, so it was emulation, not ridicule. Okay, that's fine.
Just poorly emulated.
Okay, you may have noticed I've also got a headset. It's not a leg warmer. These are actually a genuinely good pair of headsets. It's actually the HyperX headsets, which you can win, by the way, if you are taking part in the Fantasy League. So make sure you've already got your team, and if you haven't, quickly go and do it now. Fantasy.esl.com is the URL. So there we go. You two are Terrans. I'm a Terran.
Yes.
And we've got a PVZ to look at.
Yep, we're ready. Here we go. We're going to see the.
You know,
this is going to be fun, but in all seriousness, two players who are needing some points here. They both need those points for BlizzCon. herO even more so. I mean, we haven't seen him this year, other than he did Sao Paulo and he won. World Championships, he came second, but that one, if you come second, you get nothing, which was a bit harsh for him. But now here he is. He's back at an Intel Extreme Masters. Now he's won his previous two that he went to in terms of regular stops. So third in a row.
Well, I mean, herO definitely one of the strongest players coming into the tournament. But like you said, we haven't really seen him in so long. But a lot of players have trouble competing internationally. herO doesn't seem to be one of them. But Snute is likewise a very experienced international competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, herO has been one of those guys. It's been kind of funny to watch him play. I had the opportunity of seeing him compete in a lot of the online qualifiers for Battlegrounds Online, the tournaments that Red Bull's been putting on, and he played really haphazardly. It seemed It seemed like he was trying out a lot of different things. He's busted out some incredibly nuanced strategies versus Terran players versus Zerg. Pretty aggressive still, but nothing that really seemed to be consistent throughout his play.
It's funny you should mention that, because we could almost rename this tournament this weekend to the Inconsistent Extreme Masters Toronto, because almost every player has a story about inconsistency from the last 12 months. herO, we've talked about already. Two great tournament wins, then goes to a third final, loses that one. Since then, we haven't seen him back in a final. GSL, he's done well, obviously, but he's not reached the final. Pro League, again, he's done well, but he's not won it. And then you look at Snute, same kind of thing. He's gone through that. Why have we got so many players that are going through inconsistency?
I mean, so I would look at this from a different perspective. It's not so much. No player has been incredibly consistent over the entire duration of their career. The only people who are inconsistent are the people who never perform, the people who have never been championship contenders. Anybody who has ever won a tournament has been inconsistent at some point. MC, MVP,
Absolutely, they've had moments, but, but they've always seemed like MC seems to have just carried on. You know, sure, he hasn't maybe won, but he's got top 4. He's been very consistent across a long period of time. MVP had a long reign, if you like, of terror as well. Flash in Brew Ball, again, same sort of thing. So we've seen players do this, and absolutely I agree with you in terms of they do have patches. But what is it for you? You've had these moments where you've seemingly got worse the more you've played. I know that because you've told me, and Todd's had the same thing. He played forever at one point, and he just said, I don't understand. I've got worse, and I don't understand how. But what happens to kick you back up again?
I mean, there's so many factors that go into what actually makes practice efficient.
Yeah.
And it's not just the amount of hours you spend in front of the computer playing the game. There's so much more to making your brain work. We're all people. We're all humans. We have a lot of other needs that have to be taken care of. There's a lot to be said for regular sleep schedules, exercising.
Hold on. So you're saying Flash is human? I'm not sure.
It's just a theory.
Okay,
Paul.
all right. That's okay. If we're theorizing, that's fine. The theology's good, but
as long as you're not actually claiming that all
yeah.
StarCraft players are humans.
I
Some of these guys we think are machines.
He
too.
asked an opinion. I presented a theory. Okay, can we leave it at that?
We'll leave it at that, and we'll move
Thank
swiftly
you.
on. Predictions time. Snute, great European player, with top 16 right now, right on the cusp of that BlizzCon place. We only had one last year, of course. Naniwa, the man that got through, and he only got through in the back door because 16th and 17th had to have a playoff. So Snute's right there on the cusp, needs those more points. But likewise, herO, we've already said, is a fantastically gifted player, has been brilliant in Pro League for a team that sometimes needed him to be that brilliant player to get them through. So tough call, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't... Who did Snute lose to at Detroit? Do you remember?
Stardust.
Yeah. And I actually watched that series, and it was a little weird. I feel like Snute's hit a little bit of a rough patch with his ZvP. He kind of hit his stride with that Swarm Host style, and for one reason or another has kind of also lost his stride with that Swarm Host style. We've seen him experiment with some other strategies, and he just doesn't seem quite as comfortable there.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a chance to talk to Snute about this in particular, and he told me that he's been mixing things up a little bit. Most other players that I talk to say that they're not sure why Snute mixed up his style when he played his WCS Premier League matches this season before he was eliminated. And at Detroit, against Stardust, he tried to switch things up, maybe going right back into his old style of the heavy Swarm Host play. Maybe he just wasn't ready for it. Maybe he's been practicing that a little bit more, and we'll see him come back as the strong Snute that he was when he did go for those. However, herO, he has all of the results I think that you'd really expect, being number 1 or 2 overall in Pro League in the last season. Easily one of the best players, if not the best Protoss player that you're going to have in the world. I like herO's chances for this match.
All right, predictions time. Scores.
I'd say 2-1 herO.
Okay. Kevin? It's okay, you're a Terran. No one really cares about whether you get it right or not.
2-0 herO.
Okay. That's fine. Let's go to the commentary team. And they aren't. Definitely not Terrans. These boys play other races.
Thank you very much, Red Eye, and welcome to the casting desk here. Quite excited for this one, Todd. It's a big, big game coming your way in a couple of seconds here. It's Snute versus herO. CJ herO, the MVP from Pro League, a 3-time finalist at the Intel Extreme Masters, versus Liquid Snute, who has big dreams this year.
herO actually ranked 1 versus Zerg in the world on the Legodak. He overtook San previously, so definitely one of those big guys in terms of purely talking about ZvP. He's shown very good games in the past against Zerg, but I never really thought of him as, that guy, that killer versus Zerg in particular.
Yeah.
I just thought he was very solid overall, which is funny when you think we're comparing him right now to the complete package, aka San.
San is the complete package, but this guy on your screen is Liquid Snute, of course, from Norway, who is attempting a massive mission, really, especially considering the circumstances. At the end of the day, he wants to play at the global finals. He wants to compete at BlizzCon at the end of the year. Both of these players are currently tied at 16th in the world. They both have the same points. They're both looking to further that at this tournament.
It's crazy, actually, to think of that. 15th and 16th position, which... Even if you go a little bit higher than that, you're not even that safe. So both of them, ideally, would like to advance out of this bracket. But winning here surely is going to help in making that easier.
And with Snute having just recently lost within the World Championship Series Europe Premier League, this tournament, the next tournament, they are so important. He needs to get the points here. But most importantly, he needs to get out the open bracket. He needs to qualify for the main tournament. Where we are right now is just the open bracket. And here we go. We are now loaded into this series. It is going to be a best of 3 between these two players. The winner goes one step closer to getting into the main tournament. The loser goes down to the low bracket. And up here to the top right, as the red Zerg player playing for Team Liquid, it is Snute. Can he take down one of the best players, best Protoss players in the world? Because he really is. An Overgrowth down here on the bottom left-hand side, the MVP from Pro League, the 3-time finalist, the 2-time champion of the Intel Extreme Masters already. It's CJ herO. The Cartwheel King, the crazy smiling assassin as Red Eye likes to call him. But look at this, Todd. Already we have decisive moves by both players. An early probe scout from herO. But what do we have here from Snute?
Yeah, quick pull, which I think he's trying to catch herO off guard. Maybe a herO that would open with like a 15 Nexus could get surprised. So I have huge advantage already for herO in this first game, and Snute's probably going to be very disappointed to see this.
Yeah.
And you know, you just mentioned Snute losing in WCS Europes, and days after losing in the Battlegrounds Detroit tournaments, he went pretty far, but he didn't go far enough to score a lot of points to make sure he would go higher in the WCS ranking. And he lost twice to the same guy, actually. Stardust knocked him out of both tournaments and prevented Snute from getting a lot more WCS points. So that was another Protoss. So here, against herO, he definitely wants to do better than he did against Stardust. And I was talking a little bit about him before the match. I asked him if he was going to bring out the cash host to try and make something happen. He said maybe it's time. So we'll see if he chooses to go into something like that. I really like the fact that he's aborting the Zergling aggression, which I think he wanted to go for originally upon being scouted.
Well, we are seeing herO get a cannon down nice and early. He does know that the spawning pool is there, and through this has just gained a natural advantage. Drones were cut, spawning pool was made, and Snute, unfortunately, opened up aggressive, cannot be aggressive. And we go to the next stage of this game now with herO with that slight advantage. Snute did manage to play at the former stop here in the Intel Extreme Masters Tour this season. Played in Shenzhen, came with us down to China and had a great tournament there, actually getting top 8, being eliminated in the quarterfinals by Jaedong.
Even his run in the qualifiers was insane. He beat Koreans left and right, but here for Toronto, he did not manage to qualify for the group stage. So he has to go through, I think, what we could call the toughest open bracket ever in Intel Extreme Masters.
And I think this is, well, pretty safe to say this is the toughest Intel Extreme Master tournament as well here.
herO, man. He won 2 Intel Extreme Masters, he made finals in Katowice, and now he's playing the open bracket, imagine.
I know, it's absolutely insane, the caliber of players we have here, but we do have a strategic choice been made here by Snute. He's taken the gold base forward here as his second base, and then the third one is back to where his second would usually be. Talk to us a little bit about this strategy. He's been using it a lot recently. He used it in Detroit. He's used it in WCS Europe. What's his plan here?
I mean, he's going to try to transfer a lot of drones early on to that gold base to try and get as much income as possible so he can make more units than usual and make sure he can either be the aggressor with those units or be the defensor if herO was to be the one attacking. And you know, Zergs have been doing very well with this kind of build overall recently. If herO was to win here, I definitely would have learned something on how to deal with this gold base, which he should be able to see soon.
I mean, we saw variations of this earlier today with Lenok playing, so definitely quite common with Zerg players. And herO has seen and spotted everything so far. He's completely in the know with what's going on. He doesn't technically know the strategy choice, what units are going to be made. Is it Zerglings, Roaches? Is it Hydralisk? It could be something else as well. But at this point, he will want to figure that out. And he's chosen his own kind of reaction to this. It's the Stargate.
Yeah, and since he's getting a Stalker, I think he's going to want to look to try and deny an Overlord Scout. So in which case you get an Oracle, which can do a lot of damage. And when I say a lot of damage, 6 to 8 drones is already a lot. Because you have a Zerg trying to squeeze out as many drones as possible. Then you can follow that up with either a Void Ray or Phoenix to kill these Overlords around your base. You go into a third base, or you do a 2-base timing, which I don't think... Honestly, those 2-base timings, I almost never see them work on maps like this against a gold base.
All right, well, for Snute, he kind of needs to see this is coming, because if he knows the Stargate's there, and if he'd seen it already, Spore Crawlers would have been already there, and he'd start to think about defense against a potential Oracle, but in fact, it's a Phoenix.
Yeah.
The information has still not been gathered here from Snute.
The Phoenix opener has been very popular these days when you go for a Forge opener. You just get that target very quickly behind, and you already have a cannon back at home. You don't have to make that many units. So you can get a few out very early on, start harassing, kill overlords, then go for the drones. You're going to force a lot of spores. So in this case, the thing is, even if your Oracle is not spotted and somehow the Zerg gets a whiff, this might be coming, he gets a spore, and then the Oracle doesn't do much at all. Against a good Zerg like Snute, you know, he's just going to rally the hatcheries to the nearest minerals. So I think this might have motivated him to go into Phoenixes, which is pretty old school if you think about it.
It is quite old, and the older style was to build the Phoenixes, to get the robotics facility down, to look to get towards Colossus quite fast and take a third base here. So that should be something herO will be aiming to do, one would imagine. And Phoenixes are going to now start moving around the other side of the map here. Snute, I suppose we can say, has played kind of dangerously. Didn't get Zergling speed, got the layer fast, didn't get a Roach Swarm, wasn't really playing with safety precautions on. But luckily for him in this game, as we can see, there is no heavy aggression coming out as of yet. So he is going to get away with that, which is nice for him.
The thing is, he's facing a hero that doesn't really do stuff like Phoenixes into 7 gates or something like, or even 7 gates at all. So playing a little bit extra greedy compared to usually, definitely going to play in Snute's favor. You need 2 spore per base. The second one was really delayed in the main, so he's going to lose a few extra drones.
Lots of spores been put down. Great defense been put down, but not effective here. 4 drones already coming in. herO's chosen what he's going to do. He's rushed up towards Colossus. He's got his 3rd Nexus down, but we know where Snute's going now. He's got 18 Lings on the way. I'm sure there's a Hydralisk Den going to come down shortly to maybe look towards a Ling Hydra attack on this 3rd. What does herO need to do to stop this wave of aggression that we're going to start piling out here from Snute?
He needs to make sure he keeps on warping enough Zealots. I think he has to be only Zealots, but he didn't warp a cannon very early here. So the speed is going to finish in 15 seconds. There is a chance Snute could get a cancel, but he's going to lose those links very rapidly.
Well,
and
here we go. If Snute gets this Nexus down, it's going to slow herO far behind, but he does manage to push this off. There's more links coming, though.
Yeah, more links are coming, and he might be able to get it. I don't know, there are a lot of Zealots, and +1 is about to finish. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He's actually, herO's gonna lose a lot of Zealots before +1 finishes here.
Yeah, he does, and you do get taken out, but there's more whoopings gonna come, and then the cannon's there as well. And it looks like herO will survive against the Ling aggression, but the big question, will he survive versus the Hydralisk aggression? We have 21 Hydralisks coming out, and with Snute's play in this game that's been so heavily focused on his income, he didn't really think about defense, didn't really think about building units. It was just drones, 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 money, 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 and now we're seeing the extent of it, which is the high amount of units that he's pumping out. Does herO have enough units? Does he have the Colossus protected? Can he stop this kind of aggression? Because if he does, he's going to find himself in a wonderful position in this game.
I don't think he knows that this is coming. He didn't see that there isn't a Roach Warren. I mean, there are spores everywhere, so it's tricky for him to be able to see it. Now the Hydras, they took out the debris to get there faster. And instead of making speed first, Snute made the range. So I think he wants to make a lot of Hydralisks first, and then make sure he can send in a lot of Zerglings across the map to stream him and do the damage. And with only 1 Colossus against that many Hydralisks, he's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, that Hydra's doing a lot of damage here. Force Wheels have been deployed, but Zealots die immediately, and we are going to see Snute break this high ground ramp. Now comes in the question, can herO defend? He's running back behind the wall to the cannon, to where Photon Overcharge can help assist here. Guardian Shield goes up again, and Snute is dealing damage here, but at the moment he's only tickling structures. He needs to start thinking about how he can get to this army, and it looks like the Forge is going to get taken down. That did have a +1 armor that got cancelled there, and Snute going to attempt to come around to this 3rd base. Will he break it?
Thermal Lance is 10 seconds away from finishing. I don't know what, but herO did double targets. Either he's very confident he's going to hold this, or he thinks there's some kind of air transition coming behind this.
Well, Snute still hasn't gotten to this army. The Colossus are taking shield damage, and they'll be microed back here, and they are dealing out a lot of damage here, and herO is holding on. Even Phoenixes come in, but they realize that was a bad idea as some more Hydras from the right-hand side come in. Probes coming off the line here, and herO keeps the double Colossus alive. These are so important. Half health for both of them roughly now, but he's losing all his support, the sentries, the Zealots, but double Colossus still stands strong, and Snute is taking losses, but herO is making that hold work.
Yeah, he was patient enough with this Colossus. Actually, he's left them a little bit out of position. The Zerglings are going to go for a surround. They might be able to get them, in which case the Hydralisks behind this.
Is he going to get the second? He's going to get the second, and herO takes 2 massive losses, though. Those 2 Colossus were everything in this game, and unfortunately they have now been picked off. And that does weaken herO.
He's still pretty far behind. He's remade some drones now. He's starting a Spire, but I mean, he lost all of the Hydralisk that he had made, and he didn't do the damage he wanted to do. He didn't finish off his opponent. He didn't really kill any probes.
Yeah.
He's killed 6 in total this game, so herO is even ahead on walkers right now. That's how bad it is for Snute.
I think Snute during that aggression was on roughly 50 drones, quite low for these bases. But one big play's coming in. Snute's gone for the Spire. Can this somehow work? What happens if herO doesn't know about this? Can he get surprised by Mutilus here?
He has a lot of gas, but remember, there are 3 Stargates up.
Is he going to get this Nexus here? Lynx have come around this right-hand side, and herO wasn't expecting this. And is it going to get picked off? It looks like it is, and this is a big move coming out from Snute. And wow, just around the right-hand side, he picks that off. But a counter-attack. Exactly.
59 army supply to 32. Losing all of those links means Snute basically has almost nothing as far as units go. So he starts
15 seconds.
Yeah. You think Corruptors? I think
Corruptors, yeah, because he's building Hydralisks again.
Hydra Corruptors,
Hydra Corruptors, yeah.
Maybe somehow could work, but I mean, we have 4 Void Rays right now in boy, no, you need to respect those guys, man.
Well, no, it's going to be Mutilus here. 13 Mutilus going to be made.
But 3 Stargates are already up. Upon being seen,
yes,
herO can just start triple Phoenix production. And even before that, I mean, he could even attack. I don't think Phoenixes... Do you think Phoenixes can win a fight against this Void Race and his sentries?
I think...
There is no Stalkers.
There's no Stalkers here. What happens here? If the Mutilus go straight for the Mothership Core, prevent the recall, they can go straight for this army. There is, what, 4 Void Rays?
Yeah.
This entire army here
he sees the
die.
Mutilus. I think recalling ASAP here could be a good idea.
He's got to get at it. He's not ready. He's not ready to take this fight. If that Mothership Core goes down, the recall is not going to be possible. He has enough energy to do it. And where is Snute going? He's not going to take the fight into this army. He's going to go for the economy.
He's trying to force a bad attack / fight from herO, who's going to step on creep here in a second. And I don't think Snute wants to go for a full-on base raid. He might have to just pull back and fight against that Mothership Core, in which case, if you're herO, you just recall out. Yeah, he's just going to recall now.
Yeah, he's
actually recalling the army.
And is he actually going to get it right? This is interesting because there really isn't that much anti-air to deal with these Mutilus here in this army. And the Mutilus go straight for the Void Rays. They're on top of everything here.
There's no Stalkers.
Very interesting move here from herO. A dangerous one. The Phoenixes are coming in to help, but look, the Colossus are being targeted down, and the Mutilus are doing work.
Yeah, they're gonna start killing Phoenixes left and right. herO not paying attention, actually. This is all you have, man, to fight those Mutas. You need to pull them back. Stalkers being warped in now. 3 Phoenixes being made at the time.
Now back to Hydralisk here by Snute. He's sacrificing these Mutilus to bring down the Colossus. Is that going to work? He loses a lot, but he gives these away to then switch back to Hydralisk in hope that there are no Colossus to push them back once again here. Lots of different tech switches coming from Snute.
I think Corruptors here could be a good idea because he killed all of the Void Race already.
Right. He realizes Mutilus won't work. You said it, but it's not going to work against 3 Stargates like this, so he's completely aborted that. A very crazy, aggressive game from both sides here.
I can't believe this. I thought Snute was dead, and somehow with those nice moves here, might be able to come back. I'm really surprised by the recall by herO, by the way. Recall inside of the army, you never want to do this.
Well, herO's got a good income on these 3 bases. I guess he is starting to run low a little bit inside the main, and even Mutilus, I think, leftover Mutilus inside the main base.
Ooh, the Hydralisk count is pretty dangerous here, but if he gets force filled, Snute will be in trouble. I think he needs to pull back here, regroup.
Yeah, he's trying to build a lot of Lings, a lot of Hydras here to break through, but obviously the more Colossus that come into game, the harder this is going to be to work. Yeah. So Snute, you might as well say he's got a limited time frame to win with the army that he has.
Oh, the Hydras are about to get caught. They're going to step back on creep. Snute defending well enough back at home.
Yeah, he's getting cleaned up here, Snute. He's out in the open. Everything lost there.
He stayed there for way too long. By the way, Snute is on 2-0 attack upgrades on the Hydralisk, whereas he killed the Forge of herO before the ground armor finished. So herO's only on 1-0. Hive starts, I really like this move. If he's able to get 2 or 3 Vipers out, this will make a world of difference. And this also might motivate herO to attack even before this finishes. But in this case, since he's getting a Twilight Council, I guess he could just get some Templars, take a 4th base, and then we're going to go into a longer stage of the game from here.
So 2 options for herO. Sit back, get the Templar Archives in, play long, or attack. If he attacks, does he not just walk onto this creep and potentially get fully surrounded? This is a lot of units here.
It's tricky. He's managed to push back a little bit of creep in the middle of the map, but Snute's creep threat, as always, has been beautiful. He's got so much of it happening, even on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, everything in the middle. Lots of creep tumors. He's going to stay very active with it.
Right.
And he's looking to counter-attack here.
Well, he could get towards that 4th, and that's actually quite a big play here to be able to cancel that. The main is almost run dry here for herO. He doesn't have the big 3-base economy you'd expect him to have if you look at the minimap, for example. And it looks like Snute is going to get that. He knows he's going to get that. He sends away the rest of the Lings, and the cancellation is forced. And we're going to see the Hive play. come into fact now. 5 Swarm hosts, interestingly enough, coming in here for Snute.
Whoa, and a Rotron as well. Maybe some big transition. I'm a big fan of the charge, by the way. I know it's your favorite upgrade, but in this game...
It is. How did you know that?
I know you well, Apollo.
It is my favorite.
If you look at it in this game, he could have made Blink, but you don't want to go for a lot of Stalkers, because right now he's definitely going to be facing Hive units. Some Vipers, you know, Blinding Cloud is going to be great against those Stalkers. Some Ultras, Stalker... they are utter garbage against Ultras, so getting charge here, he's going to be able to get a lot of Zealots, do some Immortals as well in support. He's going to get Storm. Oh man, those links, they mean business.
They're going back for that 4th. Unfortunately, there's the Nexus Guard here, which is all these Zealots, and they're going to push that back, despite their lack of upgrades. How much of an impact do the lack of upgrades that herO has play here? He's only got +1, he's working on +2.
Yeah. I mean, Snute is not the most upgraded guy ever, either in this game, but having the +2 earlier for Zerg against a Protoss, it's pretty bad for herO to have this late. So I think throwing down even a 2nd Forge would have been cool here, but I guess he doesn't have all that much economy because of all that happens. If you look at it, even Snute, he's still on 57 Walkers, which at 20 minutes in game is nothing. But I guess both players lost a lot of Walkers earlier.
Well, here we are, just in the open bracket of the Intel Extreme Masters, looking to find 4 players today that will join the main tournament starting tomorrow. And we are in the one of the open brackets here. There are 2 being played out simultaneously, but we're in the first game here of Snute versus herO. Been quite an aggressive game so far if you're just now joining us, but it has slowed down a little bit, but it's going to start to ramp up again a little bit now as herO is starting to got quite a nice army. Likewise as Snute.
He has a lot of Templars. I think herO's going to try to break this. He's not going to play this patiently and passively. He's just going to go for the attack, storm these waves of Locusts and try to break his opponent. Snute looking to counter-attack with the Hydras and Zerglings though.
Look how fast all those Zealots just melted there. To the +2 attack on these Locusts, they just instantly died. The number is high, and Snute is holding the ground on creep on the other side of the map while counter-attacking, which is bringing herO away from his aggressive tendency there. And this is actually, I think, quite good here for Snute. Look at the supply differences, 181 to 139 here.
Yeah.
And dropping for herO. He does not have a large army.
herO down to 50 army supply. I really thought he was going to be close to max out and then just max out attack and make the difference. Look, even the main of Snute was ready.
And 8
4
more
queens.
Swarm hosts. 8 more Swarm hosts to join the already 15.
herO has accepted that he's not going to be able to break Snute anytime soon, so he's going to go into a very long game. He's just going to try to split the map. He's still trying to be active out on the map, but what happens if he attacks? He gets abducted, Blinding Cloud. Not going to be able to feed back those Vipers unless Snute really messes up. And now look, he's stepping on creep. He's losing patience.
The Mothership Core was destroyed a little bit earlier on here. It's not with this army. He has no way to recall. While this is going on, herO does have a Warp Prism inside the main base, so he is working in 2 different areas. But the most important part, he cannot lose this army.
Oh, the Templars!
He cannot lose this, and the Mothership Core comes to play. Actually is with this army, but...
Abduct into no Locust. Man, this is the strength of that army when you have Colossus and Storm. Snute actually not pulling back with the Swarmhost. He might start to lose a lot here very soon. The Observer's still alive.
The Locusts get picked off immediately to Storm. So much action everywhere. Hydra's down to the bottom right. Snute running away with his Swarmhost. Going to reborrow them and siege again.
Hydra is going to bottom right hand side, taking out that base. Nothing there can be warped to really help. Actually, the Dark Shrine is 20 seconds away from finishing.
Oh, the recall! He leaves. He destroys the.
But he's going to lose a lot of those units. Templars just died.
Crazy game here by these players.
The
so
Spire
much
is
action.
falling in the main. The Spire is getting targeted down.
So no more Corruptors, nothing here. Transfuse is coming.
Maybe more. Actually, no.
And it looks like it is going to go down anyway here. Great harassment from Snute, from herO, sorry. Snute on the back foot a little bit now. Does herO...
His economy was weakened a lot. Losing that 4th base, he retook the gold. Man, this is a crazy game.
Lots of action here by 2 of the finest players we have in the open bracket. Snute, 144. He has how many Swarm hosts now? He's looking at still 19 Swarm hosts. That's a lot of Swarm hosts. But we are starting to see herO really evolve his army further. Mothership Core is on the way. He's transformed his Mothership Core, sorry, to the real Mothership.
The real thing, man.
The real thing. It's going to offer a cloak and shield over his entire army. He will be invisible. Overseers must be used here to detect that army. But Snute...
It's going to make it really tricky for Snute to fight against this, because I think herO's going to want to look to basically maybe waste these Stalkers or make sure he doesn't make any more. And then from there, you just get you have a few Archons, some Templars, some Colossus, and you get Tempest to shoot from afar. And it's just so tricky for Zerg to be able to fight against that. But herO might choose to fight even before that. Actually, a wave of Locust here.
A wave of Locust going down. But also DT is going to start crippling Snute's economy at the back here. 4 of them get to that hatchery that is trying to be rebuilt. Snute does not have the largest of income, but he does have a very sizable army. And we all know, as StarCraft fans, Snute does excel in these positions. He's very good at Swarm Host Viper play. But do you think maybe the lack of Corruptors and Spy here can actually assist herO if he could have the money to build around an air army?
Yeah, I think if he goes into something like a bunch more Tempest, the thing is, they are so low economy, both of them, that it's such a different game than you would see. Otherwise, big abducts here. Killing
3
some,
Colossus.
oh my god, all of them. That's
3.
There is no more Colossi.
That was a big move coming in there by Snute, and we all, we can see that the Locusts are free here. It doesn't cost Snute anything. The energy from the Vipers is free. It's just built up after consuming structures here, and he killed 3 Colossus.
I think you can tell that herO is not really used to this style nearly as much as Snute, just from that last move with pulling the Colossus into the Locust, because I don't know if you've ever watched Minigun stream, but actually big storms. He's trying to close in on the Swarm Host. herO kind of losing patience once more here.
He is, and he's moving forward with a very small army and small supply here. And this style that we see from Snute is so European, it just isn't Korean. We don't see this style used in Korea, and Snute is the master. He is the creator. He is the one that designed this style. And now herO's going up against it. Maybe a lack of experience coming out.
Recall.
He is going to recall and leave, but where does he go? What does he build? He's down in supply. He's trying to rebuild a little bit here. But every attempt to go across the halfway line, he's getting chewed up and spat back out again.
As I was saying, I don't know if you've ever watched Minigun stream, but the most important part of playing against this, if you try to go into a mothership, into the late game, not getting your Colossus abducted for no feedback, especially when you have as many Templars as he had. He's gonna survive! Oh my god!
That hatchery.
So many close calls in this game. Zealots being warped into the main. I think the Hive is gonna die now.
Yeah, the Hive is gonna die here, which means no more Vipers gonna be played in this game for quite a long time.
herO is playing so aggressive. Even though he has the Fleet Beacon and 3 Stargates, he does not want to go into the very late game. He does not want to make Tempest. He's trying to end it before that. He's trying to force mistakes, but he's throwing away a lot of units. If you look at the units lost, Snute is slowly catching up to herO here in terms of numbers.
Talking about units lost, we do have Swarm Host caught out on the right-hand side here. Not too sure what their plan was, and they are going to die. So that is a nice move for herO to attempt to get back into this, because he is trailing currently, but with the Hive gone, that's a big, big blow. The Swarm Host count is at 12 after that loss, but 7 more coming back in, so he will shoot straight back up to 19 here.
And Tempest being made here finally for herO, herO basically mined 3 of his bases right now, whereas Snute still has a few more minerals on the 3rd base. That top left-hand side base by Snute, by the way, is asking to die. He's got so little hit points. I'm surprised herO has sent nothing there. But I think Snute, with the crit spread that he has, he's gonna want to look to keep on sieging from the watchtowers, then pull back every time.
This gold, obviously, here.
Yeah, the monoship is gonna help in defending, but how do you fight against this as herO? You need the Tempest to do the damage, but against somebody like Snute, who's probably gonna add on Spores, make sure he has enough Vipers, he gets the good ratio of Hydra to Vipers to Swarm Host. It's very hard.
What army size is good for herO in terms of numbers here? 160, 180, 200? I mean, does he need to go all the way to 200 to have a sizable army to beat this?
Yeah, I think so. Especially against a Snute that maxed out, he needs to wait.
All right, well, the Warp Prism
6
can
Vipers,
help.
oh my god.
Warp Prism can help here, hopefully.
6 full energy Vipers.
Uh-oh. Well, as much as the Warp Prism could help to buy some time, it doesn't matter because Snute's already here, and the fight will commence. The Mothership is brought right into this. No recall possible. Some good storms on the Hydras, but herO needs to buy time. This warp in, is it going to bring Snute back, or is Snute going to continue the onslaught? Because if he beats this army, he's going to win the game pretty much. Here come the blinding clouds. The abducts come from Snute, and a lot of damage going down, but good storms. herO is going to destroy that base. And so far, herO holds the high ground still, but he's lost a lot.
Snute left the Infestors back at home, by the way. He could defend against the Zealots, or at least help. He's gonna come back with the Hydra. Is herO not pulling back? He's gonna trade those Zealots for not much here. And the Locust keeps on sieging in the meantime.
Yeah, they are sieging, and every unit that dies here is so costly for herO, so struggling with his income. And Snute at 200 supply here with another massive round of Hydralisks. Snute is making this work.
Yeah, he's got the right-hand side base. Now the War Prism's gonna fly into the natural, but herO slowly but surely, he's starting to be broke.
Oh, that gold base Nexus cannot go down, and it goes down in an instant there. And that is a big, big win there for Snute. herO simply has no money. He doesn't have any income. This is a massive, massive strike there for Snute in favor of winning this first map.
152 army supply to 96. And look, those Zealots, as much as they kill the hatchery every time, I don't think Snute cares. He has money to remake it. He's gonna kill more Zealots than this hatchery actually cost him. So I don't think he minds all that much.
Well, where does herO go? How can he find a win here?
He needs to be patient and take cost-effective fights and keep on fighting from afar. But having lost the mothership, I feel like he has almost no more chance to win this anymore. With the army supply being so much in favor of Snute, like I said, those Zealots, they don't decide the game, really.
Yeah, somehow herO needs to blink to appear on top of the Swarmos to get rid of them. He just can't get close enough. The Locust always pushing back, and every attack he takes, he loses units trying to get close to the Swarmos here. And unfortunately for him, that's costing him without the income. The mothership is coming back in. He will be able to cloak up again his army, so he will take less losses. But is he not just going to get that pulled out of the game again?
You can tell herO is so bothered by these Locusts and just the style of Snute in general. He forgot 3 Tempests back at home, basically. Which, from a player like herO, you'll never see. So now finally he realizes. But I mean, in the meantime, Snute has done super well. Like, he saw that the hatchery in his main was sniped.
Yeah.
So he's dropping creep on top of those buildings so they don't die. And he's sieging slowly, he's making sure he doesn't rush in there too quickly. He saved his infestors until they were full energy. That's actually so smart. Because now he's got 6 infestors with full energy, and man, do those guys...
He lands the fungals and lands the blinding clouds. This army is rendered completely useless. It's just sitting duck, really. And we are going to see Snute move forward now. He tries to pull the mothership in, and he does. No more cloaked units for you, herO. And Snute does take a bit of damage from the storms, but now the siege is real. He will lose units over and over again here if he's not careful. High Templar at the front. Got to bring them to the back.
I don't know what herO's plan is. He's getting more and more Tempest. I guess he ideally would like Snute to attack into him so that he can take a back fight and storm everything, but it's not going to happen. Snute is going to keep on chipping away as this army. Look, he's looking for the other storms more.
Yes, he is. One Tempest gets dragged in, and that is instantly killed there. And here, the High Templar move forward to get some good storms. Looks like herO's going to cut off the income for a little bit from Snute to the top right, but that's not the problem in this game. It's not how to solve this puzzle, is to hurt his income, it's to kill his army.
Yeah, especially like these units are very costly here for herO, who's really broke. Like right now on income I guess he's only mining from one base.
More High Templar getting picked off at the front here. Locust getting right up close and personal, and herO has taken a lot of losses. And Snute not really losing any of these Swarmos, and they will continue to siege.
Snute is actually not mining almost anymore, but he just retook another base. So I guess Snute is kind of going to be broke as well, but he has much more capability to start mining here in a second, as soon as he defends those Zealots, which I think may be the final wave, since there is no more War Prism on the map. Oh, look at the Oracle, actually. The Oracle's flying in position towards this top left-hand side base, which in this case cannot really snipe drones because there is Hydras on the way. Oh! Okay, gets the revelation.
Yeah, sees exactly where that army is at all times. Interesting decisions here from here. He's adding Void Rays into his combination of his army, but we see a lot of Hydras, obviously, so it's not too sure how that will work out for him. And we're going to find out shortly, because it looks like Snute, after dealing with the Zealots, is now ready to take one, hopefully for him, last fight to put himself in the lead in this best of 3. Single High Templar here getting chased off, and I think that's the only one as well, so there's no storms at this point, which means this army from Snute's going to do a lot. And here comes the movement forwards.
Oh man, you can really tell herO, he knows he's lost already, but he's going to take some time for him to accept it. He's trying to stay in the game, but Snute way too solid at this style.
Yeah, very, very good and clean play here from Snute. And think about the way that this game's been so back and forward all game long, but it is Snute who is on the hope to qualify for the main part of the Intel Extreme Masters here in Toronto, Canada, in the open bracket currently. And CJ herO, his first Intel Extreme Masters since that big loss in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship just at the start of the year here. But it is Snute who's looking to take map number 1. And with that map number 1, he's getting closer and closer to where he wants to be. Locust even getting towards the Colossus here, and herO dropping below 100 supply. He's hardly got any units left, and I think he's just going to call it. Snute takes map 1.
The cash hosts, man. They're back. and so is Snute. Pretty cool game, lots of action, and you can tell this man is one of the most experienced players. Like, say all you want about Swarmos, you know, they're broing, blah, blah, blah. It's actually very difficult to pull off what Snute just did. You need to put enough static defense everywhere, make sure you're on point with your defense against those Zealot harassment. And trust me, 99.9% of the Zergs, they will die to this Zealot harassment from herO. They will just lose way too many important key buildings, they will be broke. They wouldn't get the good abducts that Snute got every single time, on time, you know, with well timed with the locusts. And it was just too good overall. And herO?
Yeah, what do you think herO's critical mistakes were? I mean, you highlighted the good parts of what Snute did, but what were the critical mistakes, if you could name like top 3 or something here that
I think herO was looking to go into a macro game at some point, and, you know, even made the fleet beacon with the 3 stargates he already had. But somehow he chose to attack anyway, so he was being too aggressive, you know, he was like waiting in the middle of the map thinking nothing can happen to him. And that's when the Vipers flew in and abducted everything, and he lost a lot of his Colossus. Then from there, you know, it can only go downhill. You can try to rebuild that Colossus count, but even then, you know, and in terms of Mothership, every time the Mothership gets abducted, like if you see players like Mana, like Minigun, who are used up playing against this style, because they play against a lot of Zergs that do that, they always recall immediately upon being abducted. herO didn't really do that. He took like kind of like forever, you know, and he lost his Mothership basically twice.
Yeah.
Doing nothing as soon as it was up. I can see you too.
And a quick status update for the open bracket here for some of you in the audience may not be able to follow the tournament properly, like a lot of you at home. Just before we get into map number 2 here for CJ, herO and Snute, couple of updates. We had Liquid Bunny take out Oz 2-0, but more importantly for a lot of you out there, another game that was played at the same time was herO, who just came off that big win against Lenok. He went up against Jaedong. And very interestingly, I think, for a lot of you will find, herO did win 2-0 against Jaedong. A big, big win there for herO. That is Lenok down, Jaedong down, and herO finds himself in a winner final, the last game to be played there in the winners bracket, against Bunny to qualify for the main tournament.
So in a bracket with 3 Koreans here, Lenok, Jaedong, and Oz, herO or Bunny is going to take the first place, be through.
That's
and the loser of that match will have another chance at, I guess, possibly beating a Korean player and advancing.
In an open bracket or 2 open brackets of 16 players, including the likes of Jaedong, Lenok, Oz, Stardust Life, CJ herO himself, we have 2 non-Koreans there in the final looking to power through. Some big, big wins there, and we'll see if it can continue forward. But coming on to this next map here for CJ herO and Snute, are we going to see a 2-0 from Snute? Is he going to cause an upset here, a slight upset, or is CJ herO going to
I'd like him to, but it's Nimbus. On Nimbus, it's going to be very difficult, I feel, to pull the Swarmo style as well as you can on a map like we just saw before. So I feel like Snute might have to mix it up here a little bit more. Then again, you know, he's been the guy who for a very long time has always been able to make things work that other players really struggle with. So on Overgrowth, I feel like, okay, Overgrowth, King Sejong Station, these maps definitely are easier to play Swarmos on than Nimbus, in my opinion. So if, again, Snute was going to go for Swarmos once more, maybe some play like a Nidus, you know? I think it was Starbuck at DreamHack who played against first, and I had some really nice Nidus use on this map, which is never really expected all that often. So if you do it, you can pull it off against someone who doesn't see it coming. But the thing is, if it's spotted somehow, you know, and herO, we've seen him, he's kind of the king of scouting, actually, with his hallucination and stuff. Rarely ever misses anything. Then you're in a lot of trouble, because then you've committed a lot to something that's just not going to work. So we'll see what Snute has planned here for this map. What do you think herO's mindset is going into the rest of the series in terms of Swarmos? Do you think he has already been able to kind of assess why this went wrong, or do you think he's maybe getting a little bit doubtful and worried about this match?
I think so. I think a little bit worried. I think so. You don't think?
Yeah, he's probably did both. He's probably a little bit worried and somehow like these kind of players, you know, like herO, guys like herO, they get so good because they are very good at identifying their mistakes. So even though now he didn't have time to watch the replay or anything, or didn't watch this game, yeah, you just think about it and you're like, oh yeah, I did that and that. Probably could have done that better, and he probably already knows what he has to correct in order to do better. But man, Snute just played so well that first game.
He did play very, very well. And we are now just about ready for this second map. Thank you for bearing with us. Snute just asked for a couple of seconds there before he took on the second map here. So here on Nimbus, we are down to the bottom left-hand side, currently trailing 0-1 here, surprising to some. It is, of course, CJ herO. And now we have another player here, down to the bottom right-hand side. A fantastic start. A wonderful start there, taking the first map. It is the red ZvP player playing for Team Liquid. It's Snute.
And it's going to be horizontal close spawns on this map, so I guess there is some potential to do something with Swarmost in this case. On cross map, I felt like it would be harder. And I guess, you know, you could call it semi-close spawn somehow, because it's not that far. The thing is, taking a third base, you know, and making sure you have enough static defense everywhere is going to be the key if you want to go into Swarmost. And it was very interesting in the previous game how Snute, even though he might already have been planning before the game started to go into Swarmost, he adjusted a lot. You know, he made a lot of Hydralisks and Zerglings because he thought he was the best at the time. And he didn't do that great with them at first, and then somehow herO overextended. And then from there, in the mid-game, that's when the Swarmost transition happens. So if he was to go for Swarmost this game, he could go for it directly if he thinks he's safe. But I guess somebody like herO, you know, you never really know, even though it doesn't cheese all that much.
Well, Nexus first coming in here for CJ herO. And hatchery for Snute. And it looks like he will be followed by a spawning pool here. As the probe does go in and see the lack of spawning pool, now knows that he is playing against that hatchery first here. Do you think that Snute plays the similar Ling Hydra like he did in the first one? I mean, it pretty much was a Zergling Hydra attack, and if he does, is there not openings for herO to capitalize onto that? The fact that there is no Roach War and there is no Zergling speed, there are opportunities to end it faster.
Yeah, I don't know if he was able to identify that. I guess he should know, since there was only Hydralisks made. The thing is, if you go for something like that and then somehow your opponent in the next game gets the Roach War, then it changes everything. So it's very risky, you know. You basically bank everything on the Zergs, keeping on a 150 minerals building, which, again, when you're a player of the caliber of herO, you don't really need to do that in order to win. So I don't think he would go for something super aggressive. And by the way, we mentioned these players being tied in WCS World Rankings. herO is not currently in GSL. He lost in the last Code matches, took actually last in his group. So he cannot score any more points in this season of WCS with the GSL. For him, if he wants to qualify for BlizzCon, it's basically going to be happening here with a deep run. So if he loses here, could be in a bit of trouble, you know? He will be looking maybe at potential elimination in the first bracket. For a guy who took first and second in all of the Intel Extreme Masters he attended, that will be a huge disappointment and surprise.
Absolutely here. It's all about the global finals here. Very close to that in November at BlizzCon at the end of the year. But for now, here we are, trying to figure out which player is going to qualify for the main part of this tournament here in Toronto. Mothership Core on its way, likewise Stalker, and this probe has been found and is being tracked all the way home. Or for it looks like it is on its way home. Sure, turn right, so maybe not.
Maybe herO is doing something special here. You see, he made a very quick Mothership Core and a Stalker. We've seen him in the past, I think it was maybe in Katowice actually, versus Hyun on Frost, doing something like a Stalker, pressure plus Mothership Core, and then with double extra gates behind his Stalkers. But in this case, it's going to be a Stargate. So I guess the Stalker is to make sure no Overlords can see exactly what's up. Which
there is an
Overlord's getting close. He should be able to see it if he sacrifices it. No, he's not going to go for it.
No, Snute does poke forward, then poke backwards there. Not willing to risk the Overlord to get the information on that Stargate or not. But are we going to see an Oracle or Phoenix play again? But either way, Snute somehow walks right into the front door here. And he walks in the front door but doesn't even pick up the Stargate scout there. And that's quite huge, actually. You can see the blood left by both the Zerglings, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's going to get Sports Blind. I was going to say, it's Snute often does that if he doesn't know, just to make sure. And now, I mean, he saw no wall, the Stalker. This is already quite suspicious. So you might as well make sure. Like, he saw no, like, if he had seen 6 gates for sure, I guess he wouldn't make a spore. But now getting just 1 spore in his natural is so smart already. And you know what? I feel like Swarmos play against Stargate openers are pretty good and likely to do well. So here, Snute, if he's able not to take too much damage early on and goes into Swarmos, I think his position will be pretty good in this game and series.
2 Stalkers in the Mothership core going to pressure this third, and that Oracle's not too far behind it either. The drones come off, and herO is going to start getting a bit of damage done. We do have Zergling speed, which is made in this game, which it wasn't in the previous one, which is a bit of a difference there, a bit of a safety precaution taken by Snute, but the Oracle is going to go to the main base here, and there was only the only Spore Crawler was on the natural.
No, there is one in the main actually, hidden under these Overlords. There is no Spore in the third base, and herO finds the weakness. Having had the Stalkers there for a second, he was able to know, I think this is going to get at least 6 kills. Actually, not just 4.
4 in total, 5 with the Stalkers, so the pressure is real. And now the third base has been put down, but cancelled immediately there. Snute did get on top of it with his Zerglings.
And the Void Ray is being made behind this, which is spotted by the Overlord in the main here for herO. Snute with a great opener already. In terms of drones, it's already on 55. He gets the Hydralisk then and an Evolution Chamber. So he actually skipped on the Roll Shrine again, which against somebody like herO just seems so good because he never really does any kind of 7-gate or big 2-base all-ins and goes Stargate a lot.
Well, it looks like Snute is going to be building towards a very similar army to what we saw in the previous game, which was that +1 attack. It was that Hydralisks and the Zerglings to back them up. But this time it's a very, very different setup for herO. He doesn't have Colossus. He's going the Twilight Council route. He's going to have gateway units only, supported by a couple of Void Rays. How much more difficult is it compared to having Colossus here?
It is very difficult because you're going to be late on a lot of things, especially I guess the Robotech, you know, since you want to make the Twilight and then Blink and +2, the Robo is going to be delayed a lot. And the Robo is not only important for the Colossus, you need an Observer, some Warp Prism to be able to drop here and there. And Snute's reflexes, by the way, back at home. The Oracle just flew in a second ago, tried to kill the workers at the gas, and he pulled back on time. He's going to go for it again. Let's see if Snute reacts quickly once more. Yeah, look, this is perfect here. He's not losing anything.
No losses at all, but we do have no Hydralisks, interestingly. We have Queens and the Infestation Pit coming in, so Snute actually not going to what he seemed to be heading towards, but we have herO adding on 5 gateways. He's not really building probes at this point to further his income. He hasn't taken gases on that third, and surely this can be potentially a little bit aggressive from herO.
Yeah, I wonder if Snute definitely goes into Swarmos or maybe starts a Hive. I think Swarmos, yeah, okay. It's just gonna go for the Swarmos, then during Locust starts already. The creep spread already going very well. There's no detection at all here for herO, who could actually, I guess, bring his Oracle and push that back before the units are out. But Zerglings are going for a run-by. Ooh.
Stalker there in the wall. He's going to prevent the Lings from running in, but Snute is going over to the Swarm Host once again.
You know, Snute actually, when he plays this style, usually a lot of the time, or at least against the Protoss that opens Nexus first. Ooh, wait, he's just going to recall. Snute gets double Evo and gets melee and carapace upgrade so that he can actually be very aggressive and active with the Lings. But on this map, because of the way things open and the fact he was on just one Evo, he made the missile attack upgrades. And now he's getting a second Evolution Chamber, which I really like. The Oracle is gonna die. This is a big deal. Definitely want to keep this alive if you want to have more vision. And did it see the Hive? He didn't even see the Hive. So herO has no idea. The Vipers are gonna be so fast. Oh my god. He's never gonna expect that. The thing is that timing here by herO is basically...
Yeah, I mean, he's got mobility to his side, he's got a lot of force fields to his side, but can he find, you know, the room there, the space to get this done? And he's pushing forward a little bit. There is a Ling run around by Snute once again.
Does he have warp-ins? That Stalker is already injured. Only Zealot's being walked in behind. If the Zerglings got in somehow.
Yeah, Zerglings everywhere here, and CJ herO has to defend that, but at the same time, he is pushing forward. The Swarmos numbers are quite big, though.
He doesn't have detection with this. herO. Well, where are you observers?
Well, he looks like he's...
he doesn't have a single observer.
Got no plans to kill any Swarmos, but maybe on the right-hand side, maybe there's room for him to come around to force field off the Locust to get to the base, but doesn't seem like it's going to be too possible. There's Locusts already there.
Vipers are starting before Colossus even do. This is just a disaster here for herO. I think Snute takes that middle base and starts basically sieging from there.
Seems to be the case here. Swarmos already getting ready to be in position. Snoot still very aware that that army is quite outside his third base, quite close. And
oh, Snute is everywhere. He's planning ahead. He's sending some Swarmos into that third base, making sure he cannot be attacked through the right-hand side. Sends the Queens in the natural, actually getting the War Prism and killing the Zealots now. He's getting static defense as well. Snoot has played this so well. He's been one step ahead of his opponents.
And that Swarmos count just keeps on rising here. And it looks like CJ herO is going to get this middle base here, which just slowed down a lot. And he's moving on this right-hand side. And here come the Force. He's found room to actually get in here. And is he going to be able to get this hatchery? This is a nice pick-off, and he will be able to recall as well. I think the Mothership Core is there. And that was a nice little snipe move there from herO.
I don't think he even had to. I don't think he had to recall, but I guess maybe the Mothership Core could have been abducted. But no matter what, Snute is very hard for him. Like, you know, and also having recalls, Snute knows that hero's going to be back at home, so he starts sieging immediately. Moves back in position here to send the Locust in. But herO, he's doing this so well as well. He knows that this is going to happen, so he starts getting out on the map. He wants to force Snute to pull back and make sure he's basically in a defensive posture, because if you let Snute siege you, that's when things go wrong.
Especially when you're not ready. He doesn't have the high amount of Colossus. He doesn't have Storm and High Templar into his army. He's not close to +3 attack yet. So nice play here by herO.
I really like that he's getting Gravitic Drive, by the way, behind the Thermal Lens. I think hero's going to be able to basically fly in a Warp Prism, maybe in the main, keeps on warping Zealots everywhere. Those Zealots, once they hit +3, man, they become very mean. They kill Zerglings, Queens, even Roaches, if there were to be made, very quickly. So herO right now, as you can see, he has a Warp Prism on the top right-hand side.
Whoa, this is a big mistake there by Snute. He gets caught off guard, and he's going to lose 5 Swarmos immediately there. 5 or 6 go down straight away, and Snute, who's lost that third, he's lost that fourth, he's losing Swarmos in the middle.
The Warp Prism, he's going to fly into the main. A Queen is coming back, but Snute is completely out of position with all of his units. This is the biggest deal here. Oh, Big Abduct is going to cancel the Warp in. I did not see that one coming.
And he does deal with that, luckily. And now the Swarmos numbers at the front are going to start to siege once again, but herO is buying enough time here to try to get the Colossus numbers high. They're 5 at the moment. Here comes a big rally from Snute. How much damage can he get done?
You know, Snute was doing everything right, and suddenly it was herO who was doing everything right, and somehow they're still very equal in terms of supply. And both of them are going to have a 4th base here in a second, and they're doing all the transitions they need to do. They're getting their upgrades going. Both of these players are so evenly matched.
This is a very ugly middle of the map scenario here with Snute so close. He's in the middle of the 3rd and 4th base of herO. These waves will keep on coming across this position. And hero's going to play this smart.
He's remaking Mothership, so Mothership Core. So maybe a Mothership could be made here again. Double Warp Prism. With speed, is at the bottom of the map, ready to go into the main, as the Zealots on the right-hand side are going to be attacking that hatchery. Not enough static defense for Snute. Not enough spines. And those Warp Prisms, it's going to be same story as before. He needs to cancel the Warp in.
Big moves here as Snute's on the front.
He's going to get it. Oh, you have done the wrong one at first. So the Zealots are going to get up. It's going to take forever for Snute to come back here. He's only sending Queens.
Yeah, perfect play here from herO. Snute's at the front, he's not defending his back, and as we can see, 2 bases have gone down previously to this. We've got Zealots in the main, Zealots on the right here, and Snute is dealing with it, but he is taking losses, and Snute's income is not going to be of the highest right now.
He's actually only on 60 drones against 72 probes, so he definitely needs to get a few more walkers. Having lost 2 of his hatcheries also... one of them, sorry, is going to hurt his economy.
And as Snute goes back to defend, herO moves forward in the middle. It's so smart, all the small moves that herO's pulling out here. And he's going to pull back. He gets rid of a lot of creep, which is important. And, he gets dragged in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every single high Templar gets picked off. So he clears the creep, but he loses the high Templar. Expensive units there. Very valuable in this army for the storms that they provide.
Oh man, these Zealots keep on sniping that right inside base. Snute needs to get some more static defense, but he doesn't have that much income.
Yeah.
Zealots in the main now doing even more damage, whereas his economy has remained untouched basically the entire game. He could literally take the entire map now if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And keep on base trading, keep on counter-attacking.
Overgrowth.
Yes. He gets observer speeds, he gets storm, shields level 2. He's not resting back at home. He's making sure he gets everything going. I'm actually surprised he hasn't started Tempest production. Okay, no, he made 2. Just 2 so far.
Well, every move here that herO deals as a bit of a damage over to Snute, he does, you know, get back into it quite nicely. He's recovered again, he's building these bases back up, he's still got a high swarm host count, so it's not like Snute is always taking losses and falling further and further behind. He's got 30 swarm hosts. That's an unbelievably high amount of swarm hosts here.
The DT hit squad was warped in across the map, and he's gonna go for one of those. Actually, whoa, why are they headed there? Where are you going, boys?
Well,
wrong way.
No, they're not going to get too much damage done. They've also been revealed here, which means Snute knows they're around and can start to prepare accordingly.
Oh,
and
he's
Snoot's
Spark
checking. He's checking everywhere for the bases. Is there any others around anywhere else?
Snoot's Spark Caller on the third base is bleeding out. He needs that to make sure he can detect those DTs. Look at that poor girl. She's gonna bleed out.
Yeah, it depends on when the hatch finishes. It's very close. We'll provide some creep, but now we can creep tumors, should be okay. But is herO building the right army? Is he building the army that can defeat what Snute has? Because eventually, he has to defeat the swarm hosts.
Yeah. He's gonna get an Overseer to replace the Spore on that base. And he needs to leave. How many swarm hosts is that? 30!
Yeah,
30 swarm hosts.
It's a lot.
So I guess Snute, even though he took a lot of damage, herO is not expanding enough, I feel, on the map. And look, he's making cannons on his force base. You don't need cannons there, you need more bases. Snute, he's just gonna make a lot of buildings to replace the army he's missing.
Such a clearly weak spot here for Snute. He got hit there before. And
is it though?
Well, yeah, I say that, and the Vipers do come in, but he's going to add another Spore Crawl to make sure the Warp Imps just don't go there so easily and can be completely prevented. But here, a big warping of units by herO on this right-hand side, and they're going to go for that base. Are they going to get it, though? There's
against the Locust, I don't think.
Quite a few Swarmos. Yeah, I'm not sure he's expecting that many Swarmos to be there.
Snute is raising the stakes, man. He made Swarmos in the first game. In second game, he's making mass Swarmos, actually, because, like, he's up to 30. That's so much. I'm sure herO is
getting a little bit worried about this.
He probably can't believe there is that many Swarmos on the right-hand side and also pushing him on the left-hand side at the same time. And if you look at the amount of spores, look at how many spores Snute is about to add to his army. They are going to be his entire. He abducts the mothership. One more time, maybe, no.
He does
he actually kind of
bugged
out here for a second. And herO's taking a base at the top hand side, but those Zerglings could finally take kill.
Nice pushing the creep forward as well, and he will start to siege aggressively now. But you pointed out, you know, something quite key and important here. herO expanding, but it's also important on the flip side here for Snute to prevent that expanding and not to allow that to happen. I think he's got some units around where that new base is.
Oh, the mothership is gonna get abducted. Not one more time though. Okay, he gets it one more time. herO's losing patience once more, so he's losing his entire ground army. If you don't have Locust on the ground, the Tempests are going to be shooting at them. And then the Tempests get abducted. That's when things go wrong. Wow. So all of these spores here, actually those Templars, they are ambitious.
Be very careful. Locusts there do pop out and take one or two of them down. herO is down to 130 supply. Very, very low. He turns around, picks off an Infestor, but we have 11 Corruptors coming out. He's attacking into static defense at this moment. He is losing a lot of these units. He's trying to replenish at the same time here, but the Lings do find that base very important for Snute to keep his opponent down. The Corruptors are now out, and they're going to have a thing to say. They don't have the highest of upgrades, but they definitely like to get their
herO
sank into the Tempests.
herO had Snute pinned on 4 bases and unable to attack, just to see it from afar. He could have just taken the entire top left-hand side of the map, transfer probes there, make that his new ground, and then from there never let Snute take a 5th base. Deny the creep, drop here and there, warp in some units here and there. Instead of that, he attacks, and I think the throws are real here. Like Snute has such a nice lead now. He's just going to keep on abducting those units, sniping them with the Corruptors.
Yeah.
Should be able to take a 5th a lot more easily than otherwise.
Quite a few probes there do get picked off. And the Swarmos move back. They were in a very luxurious position there just outside that base. A little bit greedy of Snute, but he pulls them back to safety.
The Nexus, he's very low on hit points. Templar is gonna actually survive barely.
Well, a couple more Locusts on that right hand side, gonna go towards that Nexus here, and we are gonna start to see some pulls here. Snoot's coming in for the Tempest here. One get picked up immediately, and another one very low, down to red health, but wasn't able to get too much damage.
2 more Stargates here for herO, who, by the way, he didn't get a single attack upgrade on his air units. You can tell that he's really not used of playing that style. I feel like literally any Protoss would get a +1, at least in this situation, a +2, even +3 can make this army so strong, but he, not even the +1.
Ooh.
I cannot believe.
An aggressive siege by Snute there.
Man, Snute really throwing herO completely off this game. I did not expect that, you know. I knew that Snute could win and could play some very good Swarmos,
He's going to get punished a little bit here by trying to bring that Nexus down. He loses quite a few Swarmos, and that's great punishment there from herO. Very, very nicely done.
The Corruptors and Vipers come in as if they could do anything.
He kills the Nexus. Was it worth it to lose that many Swarmos to kill the Nexus?
I guess he's down to 12. Yeah, he needs to remake some. A Carrier is going to start. Accident, right? Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be that helpful. But the siege onto the Spore Crawlers has begun here for herO with his Tempests.
Ooh, those air units actually chipping away at the spores here. The abduct's gonna happen very soon. I don't know if there are a lot of Corruptors, I guess.
Whoa, 1, 2, 3, and those die pretty fast. Well done there by Snute, but still a lot of air left over here by herO. More abducts coming in.
This is all in here by herO, those air units. And I mean, saying all in when there is a Mothership, Void Race, and Carriers and Tempest sounds kind of stupid, but if you think about it, he's not getting any attack upgrades. He hasn't been able to get any more expense, even though he's starting one now.
Snute doesn't really have that much money either, though.
Yeah, he's on 5 targets, so I think herO's banking everything on the lack of anti-air by Snute. He knows there is only Corruptors, some Vipers, and some Spores.
Well, Snute's going to come in for another couple of pickups here. The Mothership this time.
Recall?
He's going to get destroyed here, as well as some other units. But Snute taking a lot of losses too, but he is replenishing. 10 more Corruptors coming in.
Oh my god, he's barely holding.
And he is wearing this army down slowly but surely.
He should get maybe some Hydras, because there is no ground army.
Well, there's none, but there's 4 Archons that he has to deal with on this right-hand side now. DT Zealots, 4 Archons, all with +3 attack, +3 shields as well. Hatchery goes down. Queen's getting a couple of hits off onto these air units, but is Snute going to have enough Corruptors to take this air army down shortly? 9 more. And very aggressive from herO. He's killing off the mining bases of Snute. The right one's gone. If this one falls, Snute has no income in this game. He cannot lose his middle position.
There is 14 Corruptors against 1 Void Ray, 1 Carrier, and 9 Tempest. If he moves in, kill off those units. Actually, the Tempest was a little bit too ambitious. Gonna move out. Snute's going for the fight.
He's going for the fight here. That Void Ray is doing a lot of damage there.
There are Infestors behind. He's not using them. The Queens as well. That one is gonna die.
More Corruptors being built here. 13 of them versus 10 Tempests. A Void Ray did go down.
Snute has no money. I think herO's done it.
Is he going to be able to break this now? There is 4 Archons still dancing around the right-hand side. 2 Fungals going to come in, or 1 Fungal. An Infested Terran's going to come to fight here. Corruptor's going to go work to on these Tempests. 2 of them there.
Snute needs to bring the spores from the natural. He's got so many spores there doing nothing.
3, and he's going to try and bring them down. 4. That's quite a lot of work being dealt here.
Can he kill all of them? No.
No, he surely can't be. He's been macroed back here. He's going to try and get the 5th, but
I guess he can, because there's only a few Tempests on the way. Only one of them is about to come out, so Snute's going to kill all of those Tempests. The Archons in the middle of the map doing absolutely nothing.
So helpful there if he could have them. Queen's transfusing as well, and it looks like Snute down to just only 2, or with only 2 left. Void Ray's being built though, but with herO mining to the top left here, and still with that center base, he's able to rebuild what Snute cannot.
Snute has never remade that right-hand side base, by the way. He never remade the hatch, so he's only essentially mining from one base, which is very low on hit points. So even though he killed all of that that army of herO now...
Yeah, look at the income though. 1,400 to 800. He's just going to outmatch him. 4 Void Rays coming in. If he can build 4 Void Rays at a time, he's going to bring these Corruptors down easily.
Why is Snute not remaking? I guess he doesn't have that many minerals left on the right-hand side, but he needs another base, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's going to rebuild, but
now, come on,
I mean, we're just going to see herO climb up in Void Rays, and there's going to be no answer to it. 3 Queens have been added in, but are Queens really the answer to a 5 Stargate production here?
Yeah. Snute is going to siege that bottom base, but I mean, there's no minerals left there. He needs to bring those spores from the natural. They are doing literally nothing there.
Yeah,
so many spores on the natural. He's got like, what, 6, 7?
24 Lings being made here. Wonder what they're going to be used for.
There we go.
Going to bring them around. These Archons still being a nuisance.
Oh, they could kill some of the Swarmers actually if they target.
Detection there.
Yeah, but if you attack on top of the Locust, you know, you hit. I guess he's just going to pull back for now. 4 more Overlords
having a look around for a new Nexus, and they will find that top left one eventually, one would imagine. But right now, herO is, with the money that he's earning, is going to slowly and surely build a better army than Snute could ever possibly deal with.
How is Snute ahead on supply? I don't understand. He's got 96 army supplies somehow.
Yeah, but it's all in Swarm hosts, which at the end of the day are dead weight if it's only air.
Well, I guess if there is no Colossus, you know, they tank on the ground and then you go in and abduct and snipe all of the units. And the Tempest count being reset and only being on Void Ray, this is a very, very realistic scenario. So again, I'm not sure about herO's decision here. But I guess committing those units like he's doing on the right-hand side to snipe that base one more time is a great choice, and I think he might be able to get it. Look, they're coming in. Bunch of Stalkers, 4 Archons. It's almost like, oh man, these drones. Going the wrong way here for a second.
Yeah, it's very important part of the game right now
Templar.
is both players trying to build up, and it looks like this hatchery's going to get killed.
How did he know?
Yeah, he's able to find ways in here, Snute.
Okay, Snute is actually really broke now. He's mining. His income is basically 0. He's going down to 40 with some long distance mining. Whereas herO, basically, he's taking the top side of the map. He took his sweet time in expanding. Definitely could have done that much faster. And you know, I don't like to be too picky with much better players than me, but I really feel like this is definitely something he should have focused a lot more on. But I don't think it will matter.
Coming back into the game here, or Mothership, should I say, to offer the cloaking once again to this army. 2 more Colossus as well by herO, and he's starting to use that money to his advantage, and it's really starting to pay off now. He's climbing up in supply. Snute not really climbing as fast, obviously. He's been at 160, 170, but how can he match an army that CJ herO is building up?
I don't think he can. Definitely not in an open field. So I think he's just gonna want to look to keep on turtling, keep on doing the crease spread, and maybe hope that herO once more does one of those attacks, which, to be honest, he's not really supposed to do ever, like to attack into the spores and locusts. +1 finally starts for herO. After he lost like what, 10 Tempest earlier, he finally gets to +1 now.
Both players building one army, and with the resources that they have, it's got to be one army and one fight usually, and we're going to see one winner. And it's either going to be Snute, who pushes CJ herO down to the lower bracket and fights for a position in the main tournament, or herO does that to Snute. Which player is it going to be? Or we could see Game 3 being played if herO's able to find a way to victory. There's a lot of Swarmos here that could find themselves in trouble if herO's able to get on top of them.
Yeah, he sent an observer actually to go for a scout and see exactly what was up. I think he saw some of the infestors that Snute made, which are going to be good in helping and defense.
What do you think about the double oracles here?
Yeah, he just wants to use Revelation from afar so he can start shooting with the Tempests and maybe force the bat fight out of his opponent. You really want to know exactly also the composition of your opponent and exactly how much he has. Like, if you use Revelation on the Vipers, realistically, they shouldn't ever be able to do any abducts. Because then when they come in, you just pull back, make sure you have Templars in position to feed back as well.
Yeah. Well, Snute has taken a new base, and it took a while to get to that new base, but he's going to start mining from it on the right-hand side. It will offer more income for him to build up an army to challenge herOs, but in StarCraft 2, if Protoss are able to build the right army here, and being able to replenish it as well, surely Snute's going to be having a hard time in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, herO, with the economy he has, you see, is starting to build up a bank. If he gets a bunch more gateways and then takes the fight and somehow loses it, he can just get a Warp Prism in his opponent's base and keep on warping in units and kind of, you know, base trades or kill the very important buildings.
Yeah. Well, herO is at 200 supply now. He's got a new base ready to go. A couple of units here just slaughtered, but it doesn't matter. Those units do not matter. It's time for herO to equalize this series up. He's played it slowly. He's took the entire base to the top left, and he has an army that Snute might not be able to defend. And Snute now needs to start to think. Panic. What does he do? How does he fight? Where does he fight? And how does he stop herO from taking this series away from underneath him to take it to the 3rd game? As herO's picked off that base with ease there, not even contested by Snute.
He went there because he knew Snute wasn't there, but soon his army size is going to reach a point where he can just go for the fight. And even if he loses his army somehow by some kind of miracle, he can remax much better and faster than his opponent. Look, he's even getting the Anion Pulse crystals just to make sure he doesn't lose to some kind of mutant transition.
4 more Tempest. Cleep getting cleared here.
Snute taking a base at the top side next to one of those assimilators. That's pretty ambitious right there.
Well, Locust on this left-hand side coming across. The Oracles do reveal a couple of these units, but they do give their lives to do so. herO on creep. High Templar caught, and this is going to get destroyed. But now herO has got to try to not take too many losses here to Snute, who is getting a lot of work done with almost minimal effort, but he does lose 2 Infestors. And herO pushing forwards. Is he able to take a fight here? The wave of Locusts are out. Here come the Vipers. Great feedback there by herO. Instantly grabs 3-4 of them and does recall out. Very nice clinical play from herO. and taking minimal losses there. That could have been nasty if those units got caught.
Bit of a panic recall here, to be honest. I'm not sure why herO pushed before he was maxed out, but now he is maxed out, so I guess he's gonna regroup and go for another wave. How many Templars is he on? Oh, I guess he lost all of them except one, so he's down to one. Definitely needs more than that. At this point in the game, there is a lot of Swarmos on the map. Maybe it would be good to lose your entire ground army here as herO, and then just make sure you have only air units, so that basically you cannot lose to, like, you won't care about the Locust. But Snute plays so well in terms of Spore, Squints, Abduct, having some Infestors, that it will be risky as well. So I guess herO's just gonna keep this ground army alive in support for his air units. And also, if you have only air units, you're much weaker against Infestors, because there is nothing on the ground to push them back away or to kill them when they come in for the fungals. Or even Neural Parasite.
Snute really playing this kind of slowly, very passively, starting to consume the top side of this map, take it as his own to bring the money to his cause.
The DT hit squad is back, and they are 5 again. 5 is the magic number, apparently, with DTs for herO.
And there's a lot inside that main base to kill, and with 5 DTs, with the damage output they can bring, this is going to die quite fast.
Yeah, that hive, man.
This is a big move coming in from herO, and something that's been overlooked a little bit here by Snute. He goes to the Spire. No more Spire for you, no more IE units. The Hive is next, and the Hive goes down. That's no more Vipers. Big plays from herO, and Snute, with moving everything to the north here, has to sacrifice this. What, is he going to really bring down a lot of units to deal with this?
I think he's just going to remake those buildings, and then you see the crazy amount of spores he has. He's just gonna try and siege those.
Well, at the same time,
base.
herO is pushing forward though. DT's doing damage at home, and he's cleaned up a base. He's clearing up creep here, not allowing Snute to consume this north side of the map. And herO playing this out very smartly himself, really adapting heavily from game 1 to game 2, and we are seeing the world-class differences.
Big abducts here on these Archons.
Yeah, good feedbacks as well from that High Templar, lowering the energy of these units, picking off 1 or 2.
What a sick bank by herO. He could go up to like 7 or 8 Stargates. And even if he loses units, you know, he can just remake them so fast. All of the buildings in the main of Snute going down. The pool is next. Infestation Pit probably gonna follow. And he has to remake all that. You have to make so much static defense between so many bases on this map as Zerg if you want to play that Swarmo style. That's why originally I was talking about how hard it is to pull it off. And by the way, big gateway explosion happened for herO on his 4th base.
Yeah.
So if he was to go for something like War Prison, once more, it will be so strong. You will be able to warp in so many units. But remember, he's maxed out. He's going to have to lose some of those units for that to happen.
Loving these nice little plays and tactics from herO. Small things, but very, very important moves. He's moving his Void Rays to the north, and he's actually going to swing around, charge the Void Rays up, and pick off this hatchery in an instant. And he will get damage done, and Snute is not really close to defend against this. And herO giving Snute a bit of time to react here. Quite slow a little bit there.
This Void Rays, man.
Just picks off the Spore. He's going to go to work on the hatchery. Is he going to get it? And Snoot's actually there in time, and herO not as fast with the move, and he actually moves outside of the
Queen
charge.
coming. No fungal. I guess he doesn't need.
Yeah, he's going to deal with the Void Rays, but at the same time, the main army of herO is on the right-hand side here. So Snute goes complete north to deal with the Void Rays, but loses the Hive again, which was almost completed. Big moves by herO. This is brilliant play. It's just really suffocating Snute.
Those Queens all revealed. Shouldn't be able to do that much against the air units. No abduct on the mothership this time, and units start dying left and right here for Snute.
Yeah, this is really good play from herO. He's got a brilliant army. He's got a lot of money to rebuild this army as well. And Snute's just losing so much. He pulls the mothership into the Corruptors. The recall happens, and it does escape and goes all the way back to the other side of the map. But what's Snute got to do here to win this fight?
I thought the Spire was going to be spared for a second.
Don't take us!
Not this way.
Yeah.
Gonna drop down some Cryptimers, but
these Tempests are untouched. I mean, how can they be stopped?
Snute just lost his entire infrastructure as well. He has no lair. He's remaking one now. He just finished. I guess he has started in advance. He has so little gas against a herO who's super rich and I guess kind of enjoying himself right now. herO's definitely taking his sweet time in his game.
He's making Snute suffer in this one.
He's making Snute reconsider ever going Swarmos, but I feel like it's very map dependent. And in this game, to be honest, it definitely was no easy game here for herO, who I think should be able to win that game.
Well, herO 40 supply ahead, looking to equalize this series up, looking to take it to map number 3 here. Couple of fungals coming from Snute to start this engagement, but the fight is going to take place in herO's well-quality, well-upgraded army.
Oh my god, he's going to get them again! Oh my god, he moved Archons on time.
Into Archons, but
Abduct. He needs to get the mothership.
Dropping so far in supply. The mothership goes down, but 120 to 116, and that army is going to rise once again here by herO.
Those DTs, they're unstoppable. The hit squad, 20 kills, 17 kills, 23 kills, and 22. They are butchers, man.
They've taken the entire south of the map. Destroyed everything.
They've claimed it for themselves.
Destroyed absolutely everything. Now, herO, 170 supply, is rebuilding. As you can see, the mothership core, or mothership should I say, is being built once again. 2 warp prisms.
Snute is actually down to 2 hatcheries right now. He's getting,
yeah.
Just got a 3rd one, but he's just in so much trouble against a herO who can produce so much. You know, if herO somehow goofed around a little bit too much, took some really bad fights, and lost his entire army, maybe he would have been in trouble, because he doesn't have that much gas. But he has so much freedom on the map to basically take as many bases as he wants that I think even then it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, this is quite the difference from game 1 to game 2 here. Game 1 highly aggressive throughout all of the game. Game 2 here a lot slower, but it is herO who is guaranteeing the win at this point. He's making sure that this doesn't slip from his fingers, because a mess up would see him go to the low bracket and then would face every game in an elimination.
herO just swapped in 14 Templars, by the way. Why not? He just spent his entire gas bank.
Why not, man?
Double War Prism is back in action. After the 4 DTs, it's time for the double War Prism. And I guess he has some supply freed up now. So he could actually warp in a bunch of Zealots. In this case, I think 6. Let's see.
Lots of gas income here for herO. 700 compared to 200. And he is back at 190 supply.
The Corruptors are fishing for the War Prism. This might make herO want to attack a little bit faster with his main army. Some Zealots being warped in. He's going to interrupt the warp in.
He does interrupt the warp in, so no harassment viable there for herO. But at the same time, he is pushing forward here. Locust keeping pinned back, though. He can't break it.
Yeah, but now he's going to be cloaked.
Now he will. And he's going to move forward. The mothership is a must kill at this moment. He has to get rid of it.
Ooh,
2, 3
dying.
Vipers gone immediately. Not too sure how many Vipers he's got. Reveal on the Corruptors. Everything going way.
There's no more Vipers and no Hive here for Snute.
Cannot get rid of the mothership.
Yeah, if you got to abduct the mothership, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble here as the Zerg player. herO expanding at the bottom side of the map now, even retaking that base that Snute originally had.
There's an Overseer Shore that offers detection, but it can be snapped quite easily here by the Tempest.
And he needs his base though, even though he has 2 other ones.
And he's taking a lot of damage here. herO's played this so smartly. And this Hive is going to get destroyed once again. And Snute cannot find his way back up to Vipers here.
He's moving the spores. I don't think they're going to be on time to help him defend. This might be the final attack.
The last stand here, and herO storms the Locusts. And they do absolutely nothing. They cannot even see this army. Reveal on everything. And slowly but surely, herO, with his siege units of his own, are going to start to break down this static defense, bring map 2 in his favor. As you see, Snute's vision.
He's going for it.
Moves forward. He's going to try and get that mothership, but again, cannot get close enough.
Without Abduct, you can't do. You just can't do it. And if we look at herO, he made all the upgrades in the game, basically, in this one. I don't think he forgot a single one. Look at it. Look at this.
Every single upgrade. The reign of herO.
I guess a little bit lackluster on the air upgrades in terms of armor, you know.
Yeah, but overall a brilliant army. Snute's 165 supply. It's finding a hard time to break into this, to fight against what herO has, and herO slowly is going to destroy everything that Snute has here unless he finds a way to get rid of that mothership. And again, he goes close and he just immediately gets stormed. Meanwhile, the Tempests are firing consistently here.
The mothership was pulled back on time as well. He's going to use some revelation now to make sure he can see where those units are, even stepping inside of the spores. Why not?
And look at the money that herO has still behind this. 1,300 minerals, or 13,000, sorry, minerals in the bank. 2,000 gas as well.
herO had too many walkers, I guess. Could have lost a few here, down to 48.
Still, Snute just kind of trapped up to the top right. Cannot be broken easily, but...
The DT hit squad is back, and they're 17!
17! Unbelievable amounts here, but just going straight into Archons.
Yeah, because he didn't have that much gas, so I guess herO's going to go for a fight.
Yeah, he's going to try and bust through this now. Going to spray down all of these Locusts and just go for the kill. 200 supply, a lot of Archons. And this is where herO's going to make his stance against Snute.
And if I didn't know better, I would say that he's looking for the Archon toilet here.
He's moving forward, and this is where Snute isn't going to be able to really hold on very well here. The storms come in, the Archon's just dealing so much damage here, and Snute plummets. 110 supply, GG is called. A 55-minute game there, but herO ties it up, and he is not going to get pushed aside here by Liquid Snute. He puts up a fight, and a brilliant, brilliant game 2 after what we saw game 1, where he seemed lost and unexperienced.
You think map 3 is King Sejong?
Do not know. I do not know. It's
And do you
highly
think on
likely.
King Sejong we will see the cash host back?
I think we might see Snute use a strategy involving Hydralisks. He loves it on that map. But
He
then
did really
might-
well in some of the games of WCS Europe, actually. In the first series that he played, closed it out with some nice Hydralisk play, which wasn't King Sejong, yeah, indeed. You're very observant. But it is Deadwing.
Okay.
So
This is a map where Snute was contemplating getting rid of, if I'm not mistaken, in the
he
veto
said-
process.
What a liar. He said he was going to veto it. Maybe he changed his mind. Actually, I was the one suggesting that... oh man, I hope he's not going to blame me if he loses, but... I was the one suggesting that I think I was basically saying he's pretty good on this map. I don't know why he vetoes it. And that's also a map where, again, you can play Nidus, you can play... Especially on vertical close spawn, you know, on cross map is going to be definitely harder. You can play the Swarmo style. And he had a pretty epic game against Stardust just days ago in Detroit at the Battlegrounds.
Right.
Where I definitely think he should have won. You know, he got caught out of position with a lot of Swarmos. There was a triple Stargate that was never seen. So a lot of big mistake, you know. But in the end, it was Stardust that won that and eliminated Snute from the tournament. So maybe he looks back on these games and thinks, you know, I can do much better than that. It was not about the map. It was just my opponents that outplayed me. And he's definitely going to want to look to do better here.
All right, here we are, loaded into the third and final decider map here between these two. One more game. Who wins, who loses? Down here to the bottom left-hand side as the Protoss player, the blue Protoss player playing for CJ, it's herO. And up here, looking to do well in this tournament, needs to do well in this tournament as he needs the points. He needs to find a way to get to BlizzCon. Will he be able to take down herO, a 2-time champion? Up here to the top left is the red Zerg playing for Team Liquid. It's Snute.
The position, Sapolo. It is vertical close spawn. Just like in Snute versus Stardust in their last game. I am pretty sure that if Snute in this game goes for Swarmost, he's basically going to have to be super careful not to have a repeat of what happened with Stardust with the Swarmos getting caught out of position, mistakes being made here and there with the triple targets not being detected up until there was something like 6 Void Rays on the map, which you never want to happen.
What do you think the style or the strategy choice from herO is going to be? Because he's, you know, gone into game number 1, found out how Snute's going to play this series, goes into game number 2 and makes a massive difference of quality that we saw from him. What does he do in game 3?
I think that against somebody like Snute, who likes to go into Swarmost a lot, you know, and take a lot of base and drone up very heavily, you don't want to play Stargate opener. But somehow herO seems to think it's his best opener or the one that he wants to use against Snute, which, again, I feel like almost every time in the early game he kind of fell behind. You know, in that last game, he didn't really do anything with the air units. Snute droned up as much as he would like to. The third base was delayed a little bit, so we'll see. Maybe he mixes it up. But again, when you go for Forge, a lot of the time it's going to be for Stargate as a follow-up.
This isn't a very good Swarm host map, though. This doesn't really suit Snute's style as much, though, surely. It's very big.
Yeah.
It's hard for him to get close to herO. herO has 4 bases quite available to him. He can take the bottom right, you know, away from Snute. It's going to be hard for Snute to play with it, surely.
It's not the best Swarmos map, but you can take 4 bases easily, and you can do something like a Nidus, which he attempted versus Stardust.
Yes.
If you're able to pull off that Nidus easily against a Protoss who... I mean, every Protoss likes to rush for 3 bases on this map. There is not a single one that stays on 2 bases for long. If somehow you go for Swarmos and you get that first Nidus up, you can finish a game or take a big lead. Because those gateway units, they don't do very well or very much against gateway units.
All right. We'll see how this is going to play out then as the game is starting to develop a little bit more with the builds taking shape. Double gas is thrown down here by herO, just completely standardized setup from him. And we'll see which way he wants to go when it comes to his tech choice. Is it going to be that Stargate or not? Probe gets stuck there, unfortunately, and is going to die before he gets home.
Very uncharacteristic of herO. I've seen him here make mistakes that you usually would not see him make. Maybe a little bit bothered here by the way this series has been going. herO ranked 1 in the world in terms of PvZ on Aligulac. Usually means you've been on a hot streak, you know, in a matchup, which in this case, he was stopped by Snute in the first game after some pretty insane game. The second one, he struggled a lot to win it. Not the easy win some people might have predicted here for herO against the Snute, who's definitely on form and highly motivated to perform well.
All right, well, Snute knows that Stargate could be the choice here. The Cybercore is done.
He made a Zealot, actually. Usually when he goes Stargate, I think he skipped on that Zealot and made a Stalker. So now he still gets the Stalker. Maybe a very quick third, knowing there was no gas made early on, because he didn't go for the quick scout.
And that's something which...
Oh, Stargate, again.
He's going to put the Stargate down. It is in the main base, and there's only one Overlord here for Snute. It's on the natural, and he's having a quick look. And he's going to see the gases being built on this natural, so it is still looking exactly like everything else which has been Stargate so far in this series.
Are you thinking Hydralisks? That's a reaction?
Yes.
And no Road Tron again? Man, if herO was to do a single time, you know, the old build where you get Stargates +1 and then 3 more gates, and somehow Snute will not see it coming, I think he died. Like, without roaches, it's just so hard to hold. Usually not going to have the Hydralisks on time, it's going to hit just before. And even if you do, there's going to be Phoenixes to pick them up and kill them.
Uncharacteristic supply block here for Snute at 54. He's just now started a couple of Overlords. Slight mistake here. Don't really see that too often from him. Will slow him down a little bit and where he wants to be. He is getting harassed by this Zealot and Stalker, and he's going to pull drones here. Does not want to have to lose any units. Even having drones not mining is not ideal. And he's going to lose a Queen. It's going to get sniped there. He does lose the Zealot.
Could have dropped down a Cryptum actually before that died. This is actually going to delay the Cryptum, the Crypt Thread a lot against the Snute, who loves his Crypt Thread more than other Zergs, I feel, in general. And also, if he wants to play Swarmhost here, he definitely needs to get that going as soon as possible.
Where is the layer, interestingly enough? He hasn't even started it yet. There's 250 gas pretty much in the bank.
Maybe this aggression made him forget about the lair.
Just now start circling speeds.
Yeah, he needs to start the lair ASAP here.
So all 6 gases now being taken. He's building queens from 2 hatcheries. Obviously cannot build a lair while building queens, but the lair's surely late now.
I think he forgot about it. Just because of that aggression early on. Because Snute has so much gas, he's taking a few more gases.
Oh, what is he using this gas for? He doesn't have anything he can...
He probably thinks lair is on the way right now. He doesn't realize, looking at his bases, that it's not.
This is huge. He's just starts it.
Wow,
ooh, big delays on this, and any Ling Hydra attack, any, you know, any style of play, just it doesn't work anymore. It's too slow, and as we can see, the robotic space on its way. We do have a Warp Prism coming out.
He gets a Rotron this time, and an Evo Chamber, maybe motivated by the fact that he forgot his lair, and he's not going to be able to get Hydralisks out very quickly in this game. So I guess if he gets the Rotron, he can make sure he can hold against ground units where they to be used. And Warp Prism with a single Zealot in it could go into the main, start on warping in a lot of units, and there, not reveal, and then go for an attack with the Phoenixes in support.
We know how well Snute likes to drone, and currently there are 0 units. There's only Queens. There's no Overlords.
No third base, though. This is a big tell. There is no third base.
Well, is he going to start to put this together? Still no units are being built. The Warp Prism is there. 4 Zealots, another 4 coming in.
Oh, the Zerglings are trying to bridge herO's base on the other side of the map.
But there's 8 Zealots inside his main base. He doesn't have any units.
He needs to evacuate and get roaches. 6 roaches start. Snute, you need to get out and now.
Yeah,
but I guess the Phoenixes are waiting. The Phoenixes are waiting for these drones to get away.
Yeah, look at all these drones. Just, I mean, 3 spores being built.
Queens are coming in now.
Queens are coming in, but you know, Snute's starting to take damage. The roaches are coming out shortly. He's taking
Why is he
drone
getting
losses.
spores? Those are Zealots, man.
Yes, I'm not too sure what the exact reason for that is, but here we do see an assault taking place inside this main base, and Snute so far has lost quite a lot of drones here. He's going to defend it. He is going to hold it.
54 drones to 48 probes, so I guess he's going to kill all the Zealots. Behind this, he's up against a lot of Phoenixes.
16 workers killed in this attack.
Straight to infestation pits. Do you think he wants to go into Swarmhost, or he just wants to make Queens against the Phoenixes and then, I guess just get Swarmhost, or maybe Fungal.
Like
maybe Fungal and Infestors, because look at the gas that he has. I guess he could go maybe into
Nice.
some infestors and then Swarmost. It could be smart.
Yeah. This
to do
is
that.
this game's taken a turn for its worse now. The income balance, the slowness of the layer, this attack, this assault. Unfortunately, this is not looking so good right now for him.
I mean, Snute, he's just gonna look to re-drone from there. Try and stay ahead economically, because the third base was delayed so much for herO. He starts a quick hive, plus the Spire. What is this for? No pathogen glance, no enduring locus. I'm confused, Apollo.
This is yeah, not the cleanest of games here by Snute. Quite all over the place with a lot of moves and decisions, but we see from herO just very standard, getting a lot of damage done, scouting out pretty much everything here. Warp Prism still around. Phoenix is still putting the work in.
Double additional Stargate here for herO, and I mentioned it many times before in my cast. I don't think the triple Stargates is a great way to open against some kind of Swarmos play, which we are gonna see happening because Enduring Locust just started. So herO, he gets the Fleet Beacon as well. What is he thinking here, really? He didn't see the Spire. I guess he cannot really scout anything. All he has seen is an Infestation Pit and a lair in the main. So maybe he's thinking there is a Spire hidden there somewhere. I want to make sure I'm ready for it. Those could be safety Stargates.
Seemingly so, yeah. But
he already has a bunch of Phoenixes, you know, playing in his favor, but now he sees the amount of Queens. Oh, cute little block here.
yeah, annoyance coming out from herO as the fourth base now taken. Which way, I mean, where is Snute going here? Just he's going to look to play this out super slow,
Yeah.
super long again,
Just like in the previous game, except here, he's going to be on 4 bases very quickly.
Yeah.
And a lot of static defense and creep spread is already set up. Even though he doesn't have the creep spread to start on
Right.
sieging, you see in his main, he's already got a few tumors. He's got a Spore in a very good position.
Commitment to Void Rays quite early on here from herO,
Yeah.
building 3 at a time. He's getting +1 attack for them as well. So he's looking to build an air army with this.
And
But
this
is very, you know, risky because yes, it can do a lot of damage, but if there is a reaction and the correct response, and if he deals with them, then what has he got left? Nothing.
Yeah, it's similar to what Stardust did versus Snute in Detroit in terms of triple Stargate, a lot of Void Rays, but I don't think Snute this time is gonna fall for it.
Well, the Corruptors are actually going to come down and have a quick look here, and as much as they could do damage, they're going to scout out all these Void Rays, and they see 4 of them immediately,
Oh,
and
man.
10 more Corruptors coming out from Snute.
Yeah,
What is he planning here? Do you think he's going to plan an assault before the Void Rays get too high? Does he come down with 14 Corruptors? Does
He wants to make sure he has enough anti-air to hold a potential
many
upcoming
queens
attack.
here.
But there is still no Swarmost. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just drones.
Yeah, he's actually
And then a
behind
couple
him
of
in
Corruptors.
walkers, but he's about to break. I guess he's about to be at 80 drones. Snute here in a second.
All right, well, what has he got planned here, Snute? He's, you know, researching quite well with his upgrades here. +3 attack, carapace, +2 attack for the air.
I think I know what this is. He
Second
knows he has
Spire.
an earlier 4th base, and he's much earlier than his opponent on 8 gases, which I guess, no, not that much earlier, at about the same time. So maybe he wants to fight, trade the Corruptors for the Void Race and whatever anti-air there is, and then go back in for a kill, or remax faster, or imagine he forces the Prismatic Alignment, then pulls back, and then goes again for the attack. It
Why
will
is
be
there
so
2
hard.
Spires, though? What is he looking to do? Is he going Greater Spire? Is he going to get double upgrades?
Yeah, double upgrades, I guess.
Focusing so heavily on his air himself.
I don't think you want to get Broodlords in this situation. Oh, the Phoenix is getting caught out of position here. Snute getting a good trade. I mean, those Phoenixes are not the most important units in the world, but you know, you want to keep them alive. The Queens, by the way, of Snute, always a beautiful placement in natural, making sure no Warp Prism can fly in. He's really trying to anticipate everything that his opponent is going to do. And he's done so well with all those kind of moves so far.
Corruptors coming down to the bottom. I'm going to have a quick look around.
Oh, the Spores are going down. The wall of Spores.
The wall of spores, and we're going to see Snute commit very heavily to Corruptors in this game with great upgrades. He's going to want to bring down the eventual air army that herO will want to build,
Man.
like we've seen throughout this series.
The Void Rays are so angry.
Yeah, they're dealing a lot of damage there. But we're going to see a slow push. We're going to have to wait till the creep gets all the way to the bottom here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Snute take a base on the left-hand side of the map here now, very soon, by the way.
Yeah, pylons everywhere here for herO, trying to keep tabs on the ever-expanding Snute.
He's not denying the creep spread. He really needs to do that. Snute is making a lot more drones now. He's going to make sure that he gets a lot of static defense. And the siege in this game he's gonna be a lot stronger than the one that we saw in the previous game. But I'm a little bit worried about Snute making as many corruptors as he's making right now, because I feel like they're definitely not the best units against the Void Race. But we've seen actually Korean Zergs do very well with a lot of corruptors. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was in the GSL or something, where some of the Zergs in there made a lot of corruptors, fought against the air units, and somehow made it work, even though there was a lot of Void Race. But I mean, Void Race plus Storm plus Mothership, on paper, it's not supposed to work to get that many corruptors. Those sentries want to be sacrificed.
Yeah.
And they're going to be here.
They will be. And this push that will come from Snute soon enough. He's not going to really want herO to be taking a 5th base anytime soon, so he will start to push soon once he gets his upgrades. He's at 93 drones. More spores will be made as we're about to see them now.
93, oh my god.
Yeah,
Great map vision here, by the way, by herO. Pylons everywhere.
Fantastic creep spread as well. I mean, that's Snute's map vision here. But herO moving out with his army. He's got to be very careful. Of course, he wants to clear
16
creep,
more drones.
He's going to drag the attention of Snute into the middle while trying to slip this warp prism into the main base here, trying to go past all the defenses. As we can see, Snute very focused. He might have just seen it with a flip back of those corruptors. Oh no, he's still here in the middle, so the warp prism's going to get inside the main.
The abducts, man, they're going to happen real soon when the locusts go in. But actually, there isn't that many swarmos, so the locusts don't tank all that much. But on the other hand, there isn't that many tempests to really siege just yet here for herO, even though he's maxed out.
Oh, he's going to get that spawning pull here. One transfuse is going to go down, but
transfuse.
Oh! Pulls out all the zealots into the army, but at the same time, herO's pushing forward. He's clearing creep. He's picking off a couple of these spore crawlers here, and the corruptors and everything else that are meant to drag these units into the spores are actually back defending inside the main base. What is herO just going to do? Is he just going to try and drag this long as well? Is he going to look to pick him apart? Where is he going?
I think he wants to siege ideally and kill those spores as much as possible. He's always done the same move where he tries to bring his opponent back and then attack at the front. Snute going up to 216 supply. He actually made more drones.
Unbelievable here. Snute just building unbelievable amounts of drones, spores, static defense, everything he can get here. He's really building that spawning ball anyway, just in case he gets targeted again.
The cash host, man, they are back.
They are back, and Snute has a lot of money.
111 drones.
Yeah.
I think he likes money.
It's a lot of drones, and that's going to turn into a lot of spore crawlers too.
Lots of upgrades being made from both players, and I mean, it's very important at this point in the game. They're not really doing anything else. 2 Niduses go down, so finally we find out what Snute's plan is, other than just waiting, you know, and being very patient. I guess one of those Niduses might just be so that he can go from one base to base quicker in terms of swarmos especially. I think he's gonna want to look to move around with a lot of spores, make sure he can abduct a lot, and just have a good fighting capability. Even though his army, without the static defense, is going to be a lot worse than with.
Yeah, herO definitely not wanting to play overly aggressive against Snute style here, running into all the static defense, the corruptors, the vipers. He's just kind of slowly edging around the map.
Ooh, huge revelation.
Yeah, they spot all the spore crawlers in the center.
The creep spread is not being denied at all, by the way.
Yeah.
Just kind of attacked him on the map,
and then it instantly respread again.
Snute is so consistent with the script tumors, always making sure he has a lot of vision ahead before he takes any kind of engagement, beats for anything like the abducts and all that.
Well, one Void Ray, a couple of feedbacks onto the overseers.
Oh, the mothership!
Oh,
he gets some big feedbacks!
Great feedbacks there by herO. He pushes that army back.
I don't know if there's enough swarmos on the ground to really help and fight against this army. There are only 3 Vipers left. Snute is not remaking anymore. He's actually maxed out with 201 against 200.
Yeah, nice grab and instantly killed there by the spores. We have a couple of other units get dragged in there.
Some zealots on the left-hand side looking to maybe attack. There's no spines there.
No, just drones. Just a lot of drones. Spores are going to try and get deployed, but he knows that they're going to die instantly. And herO
has a lot of money, but he's already maxed out. What can he really remax on? He needs to use a lot of his drones. Still 103 drones. Come on, you don't need that many.
You think Snute's missing a lot of mobility units like Zerglings or Roaches to clean up the expansions down to the bottom right here? Especially with the upgrades that he does have. He does have some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think at this point in the game, the Protoss always has a Dark Shrine and stuff, so sending in Lings. I guess you could send a bunch of Lings plus an Overseer. The thing is, if you do that, you're going to be missing supply with your main army, which is already not that big for Snute. Like in terms of maxed out army supply, he's on 97 against 113, so already a big disadvantage for Snute in regards to that. And observer speed is going to start as well. There's 2 more observers here.
Snute clearly is on too many drones, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I know he's building a lot of spore crawlers, but he is sitting around 100 a lot of the time here.
I guess he's going to keep on massing static defense everywhere. Look at the middle of the map right now. He's going to make so many more spores.
Okay.
And the only thing he's going to have to do is make sure he fights with those, so they are part of his army.
Yeah.
He's basically including buildings in his army.
38 spore crawlers in this game, with 10 more being added on. 48 spore crawlers.
Oh man, that's a lot of static
a lot
defense.
of static D.
And you know, he keeps on trading either one Viper for one Oracle by abducting it before it dies, or sometimes even for nothing, just for energy. So Snute has done this so well. And herO, in terms of engaging, I mean, how does he ever really engage in this situation? I guess like that, but he could get abducted now. Look at that sentry, so ambitious. Guardian Shield.
And while this is going on, he does have the Warp Prism
Yeah,
in
he got
the,
some
the
Zealots
natural too. Great
in the
feedbacks
natural.
there. Vipers once again can't do anything. And he is breaking that. Zealots here are doing a bit of damage here and there, but there are some Locusts to help clean up. And herO is pushing this left flank back, and this is the focus of Snute's income on this left side. I know he's got a lot of money in the
Yeah.
bank anyway, but
He had to evacuate now, just to basically make sure he didn't take damage back at home. So herO somehow, much like a Terran with the Medivac,
yeah.
he goes in with Warp Prism, drops him some units, and as soon as the main army is out of position, goes for a kill on one of the bases. And in the meantime, herO's expanding all over the place. Now they're finally about even in terms of walkers, but
Yeah.
herO is going to mine so much more that he's going to build a sick bank.
5 Tempests being added into the army of herO.
Yeah, it's the right move. I think he needs a lot more Tempest to make
Yeah.
sure he can shoot those or chip away at those spores in the middle of the map, and then yeah, just keep on doing that from afar. Make sure he doesn't get his mothership abducted.
Couple of Warp Prisms gonna go around that left-hand side. herO's very good at this, using his army in one place and then using Warp Prisms in another all the time to really keep Snute split on where he needs to be with his army.
The army of
This could be a long game here, Todd.
yeah, it could be. The army of herO doesn't look that scary because I guess he's like all clumped together. But in terms of army, Snute doesn't have that much either. Like without the spores, his army is not that good. He's taking the left-hand side base. Oh man, there's a single DT there, having some fun. That big abduct.
Recall
on time.
instantly. Nicely done there by herO, doesn't lose that. 9 more spores being built here by Snute, the never-ending spore builder. He's the
Can he
master
fly
spore
past these
builder.
spores? Yeah, I think he can fly past these spores in the main because they are not that well placed. And he has speed. But I guess there is more behind.
Well, he just goes all the way around. And DT still doing damage on that left
He's
hatchery.
going to use that again to bring Snute out of position. And then he's going to attack at the same time at the front to kill those spores.
Yeah, he doesn't really have enough supply to warp in a lot of
Oh,
units.
the Spires in the main. They're going to be targeted soon. Snute is the one losing
he's losing
patience
a
now.
lot of units in the middle here. Void Rays and Tempest. There, the 3 DTs are inside the main base while the whole army is revealed there. And the Spires gonna go down here. One is being targeted. He's got to come back to help defend this. But where are his units?
That one queen trying to help. Don't touch my babies.
Well,
Transfuse?
yeah,
I don't have
Transfuse's
enough
coming
queens.
in, but he's gonna lose them anyway, I think.
Hadra is
Oh,
dead.
no, actually, he's gonna warp in another big round here to make sure he does get them. And that is a big round. That's a lot of DTs
Even
here.
these probes in the middle of the map right now are shooting down the spores. What is
Yes.
happening, Apollo?
I know this has been one heck of a series, Todd.
Snute's reaction is to remake more spores.
I mean,
You don't make the probes angry, man.
he's occupied right now inside the main base. So he's not going to be able to deal with it. 7 more DTs get warped in.
What are
Very
these for?
aggressive here by herO. He's got so much money and he's expanding everywhere.
I think herO might go for an attack here real soon. He has a big enough bank to remax very quickly, so he's just going to go for the attack on the left-hand side, try and take out the spores before the fight even begins. Try and close the deal here in that game 3 after losing the game 1. Feedback on that. Oh,
Here we go. And there's the mothership
big
brought
abduct.
in, and
One
he goes
shot.
instantly down there. Great move by Snute being able to just target that down immediately. And now is herO slightly weak now. He does
Yeah.
not have cloak on this army. Good feedback, good storm, great defense of the main army.
There's not enough
herO.
Swamos on the ground, I think, to send in a lot of locusts. So see, he's going to walk on that immediately. Gets 4 more Swamos, but even then, I don't think he's enough for Snute, who still has a big bank, but I mean,
Do you think
against a
Snute even
hero-
cares about these the bank of his opponent?
Yeah.
I mean,
You
there's
always need to
4
care.
Nexus down there, but he does nothing about it.
yeah, but you you can't really go for the economy. Like, how would he attack? He would have to do Nidus, then he would be committed to aggression. If he loses the Nidus, that's one way to throw the game.
All right, well, Viper's coming in again, but they do get a single Colossus, but not the end of the world there for herO.
Water ship being remade instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, Snute actually secured a 5th base on the top right-hand side now.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of spores and spines around that to help protect it. And Snute now sieged up quite aggressively. He does have the middle of the map. He is pushing down south with his locusts. 150 supply, army supply here for Snute.
Snute is down to 42 workers, so it's funny how we've had the extreme opposites in this game, where he was like on 100 something. Look at his spores in the middle of the map, actually. They're marching forward, man.
They're marching forward, and he's trying to make this fight work with static defense on his side.
Let the siege begin. If he can get some good abducts into the spores, in terms of Tempest and all that, because there isn't that many Tempest. And herO right now, it's not like he can move out and counterattack.
No, I mean, herO's stuck right now in
all
that
he can do
bottom
is
left-hand side.
War Prisms across the map, and he's sending in some Zealots, but I mean...
Zealots going to town on these spine crawlers incredibly fast here. There are some swarmers to help protect it, but here we see Snute. He's going to push forward. The creep is very aggressive right now. There's a lot of fresh tumors.
Snute can still do it.
Yeah, he absolutely can. If he drags these units into the static defense, that is
it's time for the abducts. 6 Vipers.
It's going to be very important to keep the abducts away. Here we go. Here we go. And 2 Archons and the Oracles. Revelation on the entire of the army there. No big losses yet, though.
Yeah, good revelation, but I don't think you should even care here as Snute about losing just a few of the spores. He has so much more. Oh, he's going for the abducts.
Getting really close now. They're dealing damage underneath this army, of course. You cannot see it.
A DT on the left-hand side, getting some snipe. Snute needs some spines there, because that guy's been having way too much fun. He always comes back.
It's a big problem right now that herO has to deal with, and once again another Tempest gets dragged into static defense. Corruptors should turn around and one-shot it like they do. And herO is being whittled down a little bit.
Ooh, lots of Zealots on the top right-hand side are going to be sent in. But there is some Swarmos and about 1 trillion spine on that base.
The mothership's gone again, which means the Locusts have free reign to get close to the High Templar, to the Colossus, if they're not dealt with fast enough.
Ooh, a lot of Vipers just died.
A very tense moment right now. This could be make or break for Snute. Is he going to be able to beat the 2-time Intellect Stream Masters champion here and push him down to the low bracket and hopefully secure himself a position closer to the main tournament here? The Locusts are going to go in, and they do deal the damage.
That top right-hand side base is not going to be broken by Zealots anytime soon. Snute going crazy, going ham with the spines.
Another Tempest, another 2 Tempests, and is he going to get all 3? No, just 2.
Snute is running out of money faster than herO, and with that base gone here, he's actually going to be in trouble. He has no money left in the initial 4 bases that he had. In terms of minerals, he's got so few left.
You can see the income difference between both of them. There is the blue herO with a lot more.
Down to 21 walkers, actually, Snute.
Mothership being built again.
Remaking 11.
4,000 gas in the bank for herO. He has a lot of time to keep on rebuilding his losses.
Maybe getting infestors could be good here. If you send in the Locust and then you keep on fungling behind, and then you just go for the abducts, or even infested Terrans. With the gas that he had.
Another Oracle being built, but still Snute not being able to break herO's momentum here with his army being rebuilt consistently.
Oh, double War Prism is being sent across the map for herO, who I think wants to hit the natural to try and get maybe that infestation pit. You know, he's got so many murals that if he warps in like 20 Zealots and then just warp in like gas buildings, he's hoping that Snute will run out of gas. But I mean, as Snute, it's probably the minerals that he's going to be upset about losing if he has to remake buildings.
herO has a lot of money, and he has a lot of supply available to warp in a lot from those double warp prisms.
Oh, the Corruptors know about the Warp Prism.
If they can get them in time, this is important because this is a big focus right now for herO. You know, being chased down easy, he's going to get both of them here. This is really nice here for Snute.
Oh, the warp in. Oh my god.
Well done there by Snute. That could have been quite nasty. And now the focus goes back to the main fight again. There's still a couple of skirmishes around the map. A couple of Zealots here and there trying to keep Snute down from mining. And look, he is bleeding when it comes to his bank. Only 1,700 minerals now, and that will continue to go down the more he builds, obviously.
Abducts! He gets the mothership!
Once again,
not close enough. No. And he got feedback on a lot of his Vipers. Look at the Vipers of Snute now. 2 of them are about dead. He needs to transfuse those. Another one, I mean, they're all out of energy now.
herO, 150 supply.
Why is he not maxing out? He's getting 3 Oracles.
Only 3 oracles at this point, trying to get a couple of extra upgrades. New Tempest are being built.
You know what
Snute.
herO should do? He should take the right-hand side of the map, recall there, and then attack that last base that has mineral Snute. Yeah, I don't know why he's expanding so slowly.
Snute, 1 step closer again. And this is really close now.
Yeah.
He's going to start
He needs more
getting in with
Vipers.
his abducts again.
Snute needs to have 6 Vipers at all times. He's down to 3 now. Oh, actually, he remade a bunch. He's up to 8. Never mind.
All right. He's going to go for it again. The mothership once
gets the
more.
mothership 1 time, 2
Twice.
times.
And
Ooh.
escape.
14 hit points on that mothership.
Snute still taking losses there. Every time he does this, he is taking a couple of losses here and there. And the Vipers coming in again. And a Corruptor and a Colossus. Going to get picked off there.
Storm.
Big storm there. These units do get out though.
The mothership! Are there feedbacks? Oh my god. It vanished,
Destroyed
man.
again, and now the Locust. Even going to get a Colossus there on that left-hand side. Great harassment on this flank as well. And herO down to 166. The onslaught continues by Snute.
Snute is he's making a hatchery on the top right-hand side of trees. He needs to kill that pylon. Oh, okay. Merry Christmas. That base is dead. Let's see where the Zealots, how much can they do? Sniping a base here and going to the natural. This siege though, like how do you deal with this? I feel like herO, he needs to avoid the fight, maybe go for a base trade, you know?
Yeah.
Man, those Zealots,
They're getting destroyed this time.
yeah.
It's
Zealots with upgrades deal very well with spines, but I don't think he's at max upgrades in terms of Zealots. He's only at +1 ground armor, +3 shields. And again, both players made about every single upgrade you can make in this game.
all right, well,
Do you think Snute can still do it? He's really
I think so, yeah. I mean,
he's running out of minerals, man.
herO's running out of gas too. I suppose he's got a lot of, unharvested gas on the right-hand side, but still, it is going down here.
If he does again one of those double war prism,
Yeah.
he could do a lot of damage. And herO finally fell to 48 workers, so his maxed out army supply is going to be massive. More than 150 army supply.
Oh, DTs this time with these Zealots,
Yeah.
and even drones coming in to mess around.
There's a single spore. He's trying to get a snipe on that. There's not going to be any detection.
Those are the only 2 spores there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, these DTs.
Yeah, he needs some overseer. Oh, he's sending back the overseers. They have speed. So they're going to get there quickly enough.
Yeah, great defense there, but that was a big investment. That's a lot of DTs there that he used, and Snute's army just ever so big. Right now he's sitting at 175 army supply. A massive army here. 180.
Big abduct again. Look at the army value for Snute. Oh, big feedbacks. I'm going to hit those
Absolutely
Vipers.
huge, and the pressure's on now for herO. His harassment's not working anymore. He's not really making any ground in this game. He's been pinned to the bottom left for a long time now. Is this where Snute's going to break through? Is this where Snute can find the win?
He's finally killed some of those units on the top right hand side. He needs to kill those pylons. Snute definitely has the capability of doing that with the links that he's made, that are fully upgraded, by the way. He's making few more now. He's running out of minerals. Big abduct on the mothership is gonna die.
That's gone this time. Yep, that's gone. And so the Locust going to go in once again here.
The Templars losing patience going forward here, but I guess there was no wave of Locust.
Key word there to point out is patience here. herO needs to have it.
herO can only remax 1 time here. He's running out of gas. And he's not taking the right-hand side bases ever.
More units going to go down here, and Snute's starting to chip away to this army. And
Zerglings could finally attack on the right-hand side and snipe on those.
There's one base is protected by quite a few cannons here, but with the lack of gas here,
there is a Dark
herO
Shrine.
doesn't have too much, sure, but
there is a Dark Shrine. He could warp in DTs, but then
is he going to spend all his gas on DTs instead of Tempest here? Big decisions need to be made for herO, and right now Snute is ramping the pressure up. He's going to get rid of a couple of these bases while keeping the siege on. And no DTs getting warped in.
177 army supply for Snute here.
Snute
Those Zerglings are going uncontested. They're going to go for the next base and then the next one. And herO,
well,
he
runs in
DTs finally, but I mean, he spent all of his gas here.
Yeah, he spent all of his gas. The mothership not in the game yet.
The Zealots on the top left-hand side, they're all
nothing again. And herO,
more abducts.
In the last 10 minutes or so, herO's got no ground gains. No ground gain at all, and the supply difference, or resources lost difference, should I say, hugely in favor of Snute.
And in a split map situation, this is the stats that matter the most.
Yeah.
And in this game,
and again, the links are going to go to the bottom right, and if he starts losing these bases properly, then he's going to be in trouble because he will not have enough income to rebuild what he's losing.
The links.
Oh, the DT's getting absolutely destroyed here, and Snute, big plays, a massive round of Zealots gets warped in there to help defend this. And herO, feeling the pressure immensely now.
Wait, herO is moving out of position. He's gonna be stuck out on the map here in a second.
Well,
he's losing patience when
the mothership's not with this. There's no recall available, and this could be a prime opportunity for Snute to surround, kill, and destroy
Mothership
what
is in
herO
the main.
has.
He's gonna lose a lot of his units. There's not any Templars left. Snute might finally be able to go for the fight, but remember, he's out of gas himself.
Yeah, the High Templar gone. Locust clean them up on the low ground. The Templar, or the Tempest, sorry, do not have enough damage to be able to kill them fast enough. And here we have the Corruptors moving forward. They're gonna look to get this. Snute doesn't have the best of income either right now, but he's getting up to these Tempests, and Tempests are going to fall so fast right now. Look at the supply differences. herO is absolutely plummeting
This
here.
is the final fight. There's no more gas here for Snute, who's not mining any more of it. He's getting more Quincy support. Those Tempests are going to get chased back. I think this is it.
This is it. herO